Whose Custom Magic the Gathering cards are we rating today? None other than your Custom Magic the Gathering cards. We're going to rate them both on Reddit and on my Discord. Starting with Ben Brode, the Commander of Chaos. This is a 5-mana 5/5 human advisor. With Rule Breaker, I'm sure a lot of people are going to try very unique and creative things to break the rules with the new Rule Breaker mechanic. A deck with this commander can have any number of cards from the commander banned and restricted list. It danger! I think it danger. I'm not 100% sure that it danger. I'm pretty sure this danger. Now, in Commander, there's a lot of people who build their commander decks around the commander. Like the 99 means nothing. Everything, their commander means everything. Here, you actually do the old switcheroo, where now your commander is basically worthless, but everything in your deck is worth something. In fact, what do we get access to? We got access to Black Lotus, Old Moxen, Time Warp, Ancestor Recall. Ben Brode can break the rules, ship it. Is this like, give me all... No! Oh no, the conspiracies. Some of them are incredibly broken. You have access to Shahrazad. What else do you have access to? Ben play Magic at some point. Play with the anti-card. Oh my god. That's true. You get to play with anti-cards if you play with Ben Brode. Ben Brode is coming for your deck. Coming for your cards. It's a get richer game around here with Ben Brode. I just want the Jeweled Lotus, honestly. So do I. I wouldn't mind if they unban that. I need a vintage, super hardcore vintage version of Commander. Summer Mermaid Star, he played this exact deck. It was terrible. Is this real? Like, what, did he make his own card? I come with a Rule Breaker. I can play with whatever banned cards I want to play with today. I built a commander deck, says Ben Brode, moments before disaster. Well, you know, that's what every commander player says, that I built a commander deck. It was already a pay-to-win game. It's supposed to get even more pay-to-win. I honestly don't know if this is... It's gotta be broken. I mean, if you're allowed to play with crap like Shahrazad and the anti-cards, you can't play with this card. And some of those conspiracies are just stupid. Ben always comes with the most fun themes. Does Ben break the rules? Like, is that the whole point of the Rule Breaker? It's like, okay, look, everybody, just trust me on this. I don't know Ben Brode very well. I've seen very few games of him playing, but I'm like, just trust me. Okay, this is, we're breaking some rules today. It's gonna be okay though. Don't worry. Trust in the deck. Rule zeroed on Commander at home. Yeah, that's the only place I've seen Ben Brode. Gotta get those Rule Zeros in. The Rule Zero, it should be Ben Brode, Rule Zero Master. Master of the Rule Zero. Okay, well, let's take a look at some Super Chats. Starting with Bacon Catbug. Always early with the Super Chats. Tranquil Atoll, whatever that is. Doesn't tap for colorless intentionally to balance the mechanic. Okay, hold on. We got... Tranquil Atoll. And if you want to be like Bacon Catbug, you just have to join my Discord. You go in my description. There is a link to my Discord. Post your card. Give it a title. I can't look up the card itself. You gotta write down Tranquil Atoll. Then you pay $5. In this case, €5. That's a lot of money, actually. €5. I was just in Spain. I was spending my euros. That's like 1.6 Canadian dollars. We count US dollars over here. So paid €5, and now we have Tranquil Atoll over here. And we're going to share it with everybody. It's a land. Tap, behold a forest, add a green. To behold a forest, choose a forest you control or reveal a forest card from your hand. That's bizarre. Tap, behold a plains, add a white. Tap, behold an island, add a blue. Honestly, I think this is super outrageously clunky. Doesn't this tap for... Okay, hold on. What was... You said something. Can't remember what was said here. It's like, doesn't tap for colorless intentionally as a balance mechanic. But if it doesn't tap for colorless, it sucks. I think this card is really bad. Weird reflect. Yeah, I mean, I guess in theory with Reflecting Pool. How does that work with Reflecting Pool? Like in theory it could add green, but it doesn't actually add green if you don't behold anything. You can have it in the hand, so it's not so clunky. Yeah, but you want it on the battlefield. So like, okay, so here's my point. If you play with, this is only going to sort of work if you play with a lot of lands with land type, like basic lands and dual lands, shock lands. Otherwise, this is like a nothing card. This card, I think, very often is going to tap for nothing. Like, what if you have this plus just like, not a triome, but just some like a tri-land or a dual land that doesn't have any land types. You have multiples of those in your hand. There's a lot more, I think we play with a lot more lands that have no basic land type than we have lands that play with a basic land type. So I think this is very, Reflecting Pool just sees that this produces green, white, and blue, so it produces all three. Oh, that's great. Pay for duels or play basics. Build your mana base better then. But then your mana base gets worse in a lot of ways. Because then you don't get to play with the cool cards. You know, this plus, you know, let's say Demolition Field. You know, this plus Demolition Field and maybe some other random land. Like let's say I'm playing even with Cavernous Souls. Then I can't tap for this with anything. Land fetch that puts in hand would get a smidge better with this. Yeah, so I mean, is it legal? Yes. Is it balanced? Oh, absolutely. Maybe a little too balanced. I think honestly, I think it should tap for colorless, just so you can like do something with it. Otherwise, it's gonna be. I think this card is rough. No, it's very balanced, but it's gonna discourage you from playing with the cooler non-basic cards. But very, very, very balanced. But would you wasteland it? Well, not immediate. Oh, that's a good question. Probably. Like if you play Tranquil Atoll on turn 1, I'd probably wasteland it just to prevent you from getting a 2-drop in play. You might be sandbagging that green card. Bingo, it's still a land. Is that a bingo? Well, we do have a bingo. And remember, if we hit a bingo on this bingo card, then we give freebies to chat. And we all love giving freebies now, don't we? I don't think we have It's Still a Land on here. It's only for the AI cards. Makes it easy for double pip on 3 color control. Absolutely. I don't know, they might play this. Honestly, I think mana is already perfect. I think we've solved mana. Mana is super, super perfected. You just gotta pay money, okay? So if this card, so I guess if this card's a rare, so it better be $1 rare, or else the people who are on a budget, they ain't gonna play that thing either. Okay, next we got the Death Star, 7 mana for a 7/7 spacecraft, trample indestructible, and when the Death Star enters, destroy all lands. Ouch. So it's basically, it's like all is dust, but as an Armageddon. When the Death Star is dealt exactly 1 damage, sacrifice it. Oh, come on. That is not canon. Yeah, that's no moon. It's a space station. Oh god, mass land denial in commander. In colorless on top of that. When it enters the battlefield, destroy all lands. It should be just destroy everything. Look, when they blew up the planet, they didn't just blow up lands. They blew up all the artifacts on that land. They blew up all the people on that land. Wasn't there didn't Ben Kenobi say, I heard a million voices cry and then all are silenced immediately? To be fair, exactly 1 damage, Timmy is an X-Wing pilot. It was 1 very specific damage, okay? Oh, I see. Okay, so if you're really precise and you ping it for 1 with a Spark Mage, is it a Spark? No, yeah, Timmy, the Prodigy. I guess that would work. Fun thing to do: keep blinking this thing for even more danger. With what mana? What mana are you gonna spend to do that? Dies to a single bird. It has flying. It's weird to say that as flying because it's more in orbit than anything. Does it have trample? How is it? Oh, I see. So it's indestructible, but if it's dealt that 1 singular damage, then it gets sacrificed. You know what? I like it a lot. Cool card. True station for 15 to destroy all land. There we go. It did need to be charged up. You know, it took a little bit of time to get that thing ready. You got to warm up the Death Star. Next super chat we got from Gillum. We got a scout. A scout amongst everything you could possibly think of. Let's look up a scout. I hope a million things don't come up here. No, only one. Oh, we got a silver border card. Okay, we have a green, someone who works somewhere, maybe Walmart. Hello, my name is A, because I am a scout. A scout is always prepared. Okay. And then we can explore for 3 mana. Sorcery. Target creature you control explores for 1 mana. Okay. You got it. I have no commentary on this thing. How do we want to do this? So this is basically target creature you control explores. So just for 3 mana, you can perpetually explore with this thing. I want to say... Is this illegal? There's nothing illegal about this. Bingo. Is it really an uncard? I think I'm going to remove this uncard's, uncard quality. It's not really an uncard. I understand as a silver border, there's nothing illegal about what this card does. Or does it? I'm honestly not going to count it for the bingo card. You can't just, make a generic Magic the Gathering card, give it a silver border, and call it an uncard. Uncard, but not acorn. Acorn and uncard are basically the same thing. Bingo uncard, it has a name tag. They can have name tags in the multiverse. You have to become prepared. No, there's a lot of cards that say that when it enters the battlefield, it's prepared, or it enters the battlefield prepared. This card is always prepared. Sort of a waste of the mechanic, because what's the point? So it's always prepared, which means this explore ability is just an activated ability. You might as well have said it wasn't prepared at all, and it just had 3 mana. Target creature you control explores. Does this card ever prepare, or can we cast the spell as long as we have the mana? So yeah, you can cast the spell for as long as you have the mana. Now, no matter what, it's illegal because explore is an existing card. No, that doesn't matter because Lightning Bolt is an existing card. Ancestral Recall is an existing card. We already know that you can use the same name on a card. Or are you saying it's illegal because Explore is literally a different card? Because that is true. Explore the card is different from Explore the prepared card. But I think you can still use it anyway. Yeah, Explore doesn't do this though. It's supposed to be flavor. Scouts are always prepared. Well, then why aren't they selling me cookies? Aren't there several real uncards that are otherwise perfectly legal? The cheese stands alone was one. That is sort of true, which is why they actually made the unsets partially illegal. But okay, look, the bingo card is specifically for some card that shouldn't exist, explore, search target player's deck for a card and put into yours, which is a completely illegal action. It's not in the spirit of a silver border card is what I'm trying to say. So anyway, this card is fine. Not giving it the bingo slot though. No one can explain to me why this should be a silver border card. So it just that's an additional rule. If you're gonna make a silver border card, you're gonna make an acorn card. Gonna make an uncard. It's gotta be flavor in the uncard. Bingo, we discussed the rule. Okay, that's fair. The bingo wasn't wasted. Discussing the rules. Because by the rules, you can't be always... Oh, is that true? You can't always be... Why? The card says to always be prepared. Why can't you always... We said being always prepared doesn't work in the rules. Okay, I'm just gonna trust you guys. Okay, so we'll move from this. We'll move from discussing the rules to the uncard, but that doesn't make any sense to me. But to be honest, I don't know the rules nearly as well as the rest of you in order to determine if this is an uncard or not. Prepared for what though? Prepared to sell cookies. Just like FusionGamingOnline.com is prepared to sell you tons of Magic the Gathering cards. And I am prepared, well, actually, I'm not prepared, to play the Fusion Open on September 12th to 13th because I still need to upgrade my modern deck. I need some Nammers for my deck. Nammer, the Merfolk, is amazing. I'm going to buy them from FusionGamingOnline.com. Well, supplies last. Also, pre-order the Magic the Gathering Hobbit cards if you're a fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a huge fan of the movies, not a huge fan of the book. Too long to read for me. Probably I should read it now. I've spent years reading your guys' messages, and it actually has helped my literacy by tons. I used to be a very slow reader. Now I'm a fast reader because I have to read fast. Otherwise, I have no choice to survive as a streamer. You can also get your cards at fusiongamingonline.com with my coupon code Nikachu to get 5% off all your purchases. And of course, it supports the channel. Thanks so much, everyone who supports the channel through fusiongamingonline.com. Okay, let's move on with these cards that are sideways. I can't see it properly. Okay, we got Duck. It's cute. It's for green. It's got flying. That's it. It's a 1/1 with flying. Honestly, pretty underwhelming. But then we got instant speed on top. This is a weird card. Isn't this just like those? It's an adventure card, except not an adventure card. So we have Duck for a green instant. Target creature gains hexproof until end of turn. Oh, I get it. It's pulling a funny. So we're using two different versions of the word duck. We have duck, the creature, the bird. Then we have duck, like duck in cover. And it's sort of cute. I like the flavor because if you can't see it so well, but if you turn your head sideways, like the duck is putting its head underwater to dodge defeat. Yeah, it's sort of a split card. It's a weird split card. I don't think this card should technically work. Like, what if I have this as a creature on the battlefield? Then it's just awkward. It's going to look like a battle or something. Yeah, now this is an uncard. Bingo, it doesn't work. Two cards with the same name. Well, what does that go on the bingo? Does that do we have a don't work? Do we have a don't work card? Can't get rid of this. We did this already. I don't see a don't work card because you know what? That would be like a free bingo slot. The translation team will not find this funny. Well, you know what? There's less and less languages to translate. Like, what do we make now? English, Japanese. I think we can Korean at this point. I think we can Chinese too. Like, what's left? I think it's like English, Japanese, and one other, like maybe Spanish. I don't know. We're not making as many languages. Bottom row, fourth column. Bottom row. Oh, card doesn't work. Okay, we do have something. It's illegal. Think the Chinese market is still supported. Oh, do you know what? You're right. I think it is simplified Chinese still exists, but they can traditional Chinese. Yeah, Chinese traditional has been discontinued. Is this a valid duress target? Yeah, it would actually, because duress only has to hit. Oh no, maybe it's not. Sorry, because one side is a creature, and duress specifically says discard a non-creature card. But it is going to act as both a creature and an instant at the same time. Okay, Duck. I think it's cute, but ultimately disqualified. I think we still have French. You know, all I know is they discontinued some languages. Looks like Wizards is trying to simplify the whole thing down. Next up, we've got Corbinek with the Bloodborne Sword. I think it would be interesting in Standard. What's this? All right, Corbinek, what are you up to these days? We got a 3-mana equipment. This card can only be equipped to non-token creatures. Why do you have... Okay, hold on, question. Whoa, before we go anywhere. Why is it gold? Why is the border gold? It's an artifact. It should just have the artifact colors, and you can still have the colored mana symbols. Anyway. I don't think such a card existed. Did artifacts with a color mana symbol exist back in like the olden days? It's a yeah, I know, I understand. It's a multicolored artifact. Gold is cool because it's an old frame. I would still choose like just a regular artifact frame for this. Anyway, equipped creature has Annihilator 2. What are you, insane? If a creature equipped with this card becomes unequipped, exile it from play. Why would you want to unequip it? Equip for 7 or pay 4 life and exile a non-token creature you control. I have no idea how good or bad this card would be. It's a bit convoluted. Can only be equipped to a non-token creature, so no tokens. It's Annihilator 2 is not nothing. If the creature would be equipped with this card becomes unequipped, it gets exiled. I don't know how it might be insane, it might not. Depends how much removal there is in this game. So you could, because this is a really high cost. Paying 4 life and exiling a non-token creature to then equip this thing, and then they kill it. You just lost a lot. You lost 4 life, you lost your creature, you didn't get anything. It doesn't have any ETB. You know, I think it's fine. In fact, I think it's bad. I don't even think it would see play in standard. LOL, the choice between paying 4 life and 7 mana. I wonder which one I will choose. Yeah, I know, I wonder. No, it's not 4 life. You also have to exile a non-token creature you control. Yeah, Into the Flood model is still in standard. So they'll just like bounce. Well, they could also just bounce the blood home sword. So they just bounce this thing and the creature gets lost as well. Not a lot of multicolored artifacts before 8th with the new frame. Well then, but of the ones that existed, was it a gold border or an artifact border? Yeah, but swinging for Annihilator 2 on turn 3 is, in 1-on-1 is basically you win the game. No, but how do you equip it? So you got like go turn 1 play creature, turn 2 play creature, turn 3 play blood home sword, sack a creature. Okay, I see what you mean. So on the play, you have to have a perfect curve and good mana in order to pull that off. Because you literally need like 1 drop into 2 drop into blood home sword, sack your creature, pay the 4 life. And you could get so hard blown out. So let's say you equip with Bloodhome Sword, and then someone bounces the Bloodhome Sword, and then you lose 2 creatures. Now you have nothing. It would make the games like way more like high variance. Resgriz, hey Nikachu, I have 3 cards that tell a story together, and it would be awkward. If the third was split into a different week or another cards, would you allow 3? Yes, I will allow 3 of them. You can allow 3 Resgriz. I will make some small exceptions. Not often, but I will. What about in limited? This card would be probably pretty good in limited. Maybe. I think it would be good. Like this card doesn't have anything going for it except the Annihilator 2. Okay, I think this would be fine. Pedroman says, to be honest, turn 3 kills in standard in best of 1 is so common. The number of slick shot into flings that kill on turn 3 is too high. Look at that. So Pedgeman is already saying, this is already a turn 3 format. Bloodhome Sword, not going to be changing anything. That's how fast this game works. All right, doable. Surprisingly. How would you create token creatures consistently and limited? Well, the tokens are useless. You can't equip to a token, and you cannot sacrifice a token. Oh, but the tokens would be good to sack to Annihilator in the mirror. That would be a thing. Okay, back to the freebie section. We got Viza, the Vivid Voyager. This is a very awkward mana cost, but it's 5 mana. For a 4/4 Jellyfish Advisor. Holy word slop, Batman. Okay, Flying Vigilance. Viviza gets +1/+1 for each planet you control. When Viviza enters the battlefield for the first time each turn, search your library for a planet card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Create a map token. Whenever you attack, create a lander token. It becomes a 2/1 artifact creature with flying and vigilance. I don't know what a lander token is. This is one of those cards that's like, look up everything on Google the card. Bingo, wordy, very word. It's not the wordiest card in the world, but you know what? I'm going to count it for today. Viviza. If nothing else, I have to use Google very hard to understand what this card does. Where is it? Where there we go. Wordy card. You would think that after a few years, I'd know where all the bingo spots are. Lander is 2 mana, sack it to ramp 1 basic land. So this card is just basically a ramp card, because planets... So planets are lands. When it enters the battlefield for the first time each turn. So it's made to be blinked, huh? Search your library for a planet card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. But that doesn't... That's not necessarily ramp. It's just a big land. It's just a big land card. And when you attack, you make the lander token. It becomes a 2/1 artifact creature with flying and vigilance. So we're making tokens that are also lands. Big Mike, not gonna lie, Viva kind of buns. Like, it's fine, but it's a very I like to handle my cards and show you I'm a smart guy kind of commander. And people love those commanders. There is no way to track that for the first time each turn condition. Why not? The first time it enters the battlefield. It is. What about like this card cannot be played except for your third turn? How do we track that? I mean, that has to be tracked. Oh, Fire makes a good point. If it's blinked, it's a new object and thus can trigger again anyways. Oh yeah. So it's okay, so it's pointless. You know, that's a really good point. Yeah, when it enters the battlefield for the first time each turn, if you blink it, it's going to enter the battlefield for the first time ever. Welcome. Welcome. It's Inception. You keep waking up for the first time every time. My cat when he steps on my keyboard. I don't know if a card can know if it has entered multiple times a turn, because when it is blinked, it's a new object. Okay, maybe there's a world where you could word it. When a Viviza enters the battlefield for the first time each turn, search your library for a planet card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. I don't think Magic has anything worded like that, but that's how I would probably word it. Okay, so as is does not work. That's too bad. I thought it was a clean card. It looks so simple. Can't just print it on Arena. Arena will keep track of it. It's an Arena card. It's an Alchemy card. You would have to use counters or put counters or something like that. Yeah, you need to create an interstitial object, token or something that tracks you via counters or something. Oh yeah, you could say when when it enters the battlefield, you get a counter. You can't get more than one of those counters. And if you don't have a I don't know. I don't know how to word the damn thing, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I didn't really improve this card. I'm just trying to make up rules here. This thing, unfortunately, to the rank. Weirdly enough. Didn't think I had to put anything to the rank today. Bacon Cat Bug. Is this loss? How do I shot web? Is this loss? I know this is a reference to something, but I am at a loss as to what the reference is. Does anybody know? I don't. Never seen it before. Is this like a meme or something? Okay. Is this loss? 2-mana Saga. Chapter 1. Target creature gains vigilance until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. Chapter 2. Investigate. Chapter 2 again. Investigate. Then Chapter 2 that fell down. Sacrifice a creature, draw a card, you lose 1 life. I actually don't understand. I'm a little confused. It's Penny Arcade? I'm at a loss for words. Childbirth Death comic. Kano seems to know what's going on, but I don't. Is this loss? Hold on, this looks familiar to me, but I don't know from where. Flavor win. Have we lost the plot? Not yet. Saga does not work. What are those lore numbers? Well, 2 of them look very similar. Well, 3, I mean, basically, okay, if I were to interpret this correctly, we have chapter 1 and just a chapter 2. And then when we hit chapter 2, like they're all going to trigger. We're going to investigate twice, sack a creature, draw a card, and lose 1 life. Which, by the way, is a lot. Although you do have to sacrifice a creature. The joke is a Control-Alt-Delete comic loss. Is this AI? No, it's not. Great flavor, to be honest. Some people are probably enjoying this card. I am not. What Kano posted looks familiar to me. It looks very, very familiar. I guess it was in reference to this comic book. It's 1 to 4 lore. It's just the meme. Okay, Steve Cooper is going to enlighten us on the lore. It was a funny webcomic series, then they made a miscarriage comic out of nowhere, and it was memed into oblivion. Oh, I think I remember that. I think I remember seeing the miscarriage meme part, and I was just like, I am missing a lot of context here. Like, a lot. I am completely out of the loop. I've become too much of a boomer. 1221 dash is the most simplified version of the comic. Oh, you're sacrificing the baby. Oh no! The sacrifice at the end. We're investigating and I don't know what the oh, he's looking. Wasn't he looking for his like pregnant wife or something like that? Why did we draw a card though? That sounds wrong. Like we sold the baby or something. All right, I'll just say, well, I'm still gonna disqualify this. I don't think this card is very legal. It's just interesting for the lulz. Yeah, you lose one. We oh Lord, I get it now. Everyone, we do it slowly. If you think deep enough about it. Yeah, we lost a life. We also lost a creature. Okay, next. More sponsors. Because we can't have enough sponsors on this show. Like Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. To play test and test all the types of cards and decks you could possibly want. Especially when new cards are coming out. Don't buy into the cards yet until you know it works however you want it to work in your deck. Rent them on Magic Online with Mana Traders. You can support the show using coupon code Nikachu_AOY for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. And if you're an arena player, just ignore everything I just said. Okay, let's take a look at one more freebie from the freebie section. It'd be very freebie around here. We got the Flame Wrathid Faceless. Doesn't look faceless to me. With little eyes and this snouty looking thing. 3 mana for a 7/7 horror. When the Flame Wrathid Faithless enters, for each source of mana spent to cast it, put a stun counter on each permanent that mana came from. This card's terrible. This card is honestly just an abomination. I don't think having a 7/7 for 3 mana even matters very much in this game. And what, where I'm gonna stun my lands to cast this thing? Absolutely not. Very legal. What do the people say in the comments section? We actually should read the comments section a little bit. How would that work? I think it's like for the 3 mana that I spent to cast it, like I had a green source, a black source, and a blue source. You got a stun. You put stun counters on them. For each source of mana spent to cast it, put a stun counter on each permanent that mana came from. So I understand it. Makes a lot of sense to me. Not 4 mana. Blasphemy. 3 mana for a 7/7 is terrible now. I miss old. I think it's garbage. Like, don't we like Rotting Regisaur is like a 7/6 for 3 mana. This is 3 different colors. And we're gonna stun our lands. What does the community have to say about this card? You can just use Echo, such as Tectonic Fiend. Oh yeah, look at that. Echo exists in this game. Wow, that card is atrociously bad by today's standards. 100% agree. I could not agree more. This is a 6 mana creature, though. Use those as your baseline. Yeah, that's true, actually. This is not a 4 mana 7/7. Did anyone say it was a 4 mana 7/7? I think card's crap. It's just a very bad card. Which is funny because honestly, it sort of looks like something they would have printed back in Legends or something, you know? Make it a legendary creature, and it would be very flavorful for that timeline. Does the stack check how the mana came from? I guess. Yes, treasures circumvent this. That's true, actually, yeah. So you can get the mana sources from a treasure or something that you sacrifice. Busted back in 94. Probably, maybe. How is it legendary if it's faceless? It's a legend. Well, there's one faceless person. Everyone has a face in the world except this guy. It's a very unique person. Also, it's a very weird-looking horror. Most OP Homelands card. Yeah. Funny enough, being 3 mana means it dies to Fatal Push. It does. Cast it from mana sources that don't need to tap. Well, what would that be? You can't even cast this off of a Black Lotus. It's not even possible. This guy also clearly has an entire... Yeah, I know. The guy has the... claims to be faceless. You know, it's just a name. It has more face than anything else. Okay, card is legal. But I have nothing more to say about it. Okay, we got Fire today. On fire, I might add. Nikachu, hope you're doing well. Today, I've got 2 enchantment effects we have never seen. As always, thanks for reviewing my custom cards and having them on the show. 2 enchantment effects we've never seen. It's a weird title. It's never been seen before. Totally original. And as I see it, it's $15. So that is going to be a donation for somebody else afterwards. Okay, 2 enchantment effects we've never seen. Design notes. Thur isn't meant to actually steal the effect of the enchantment. He just uses it to empower himself. The best way he can be considered a thief is that if he dies, the enchantment goes with him. Thur, or a thief. A 3-mana 1/4. Flying. When Thur enters or attacks up to 1 target enchantment... I don't get it. 1 target enchantment becomes an aura with enchant creature. Attach it to Thur. Control of the enchantment doesn't change. Thur gets +X+0, where X is the total mana of value. Total mana values of auras attached to him. Doesn't this thing... Hold on, this is a card you made? Bingo donate chat. Oh, it hasn't been donated yet. What is the target enchantment is already an aura. Whenever Thur enters or attacks up to 1 target enchantment becomes an aura with enchant creature. Attach it to Thur. Oh, so interesting. So we are stealing things like Rhystic Study, and it gets +X+0, where X is the total mana value of auras attached to them. Cool. A worse bestow. Well, I mean, sort of, but we're stealing the stuff. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. So the idea is we are stealing regular enchantments. Then when Thur dies, you get to keep them because they no longer, they're no longer auras when Thur leaves the battlefield. It just becomes an aura again. You can still target an existing aura. The becomes an aura bit doesn't matter in this case. Is this how? Okay, is it gonna work exactly as I explained? So like you turn things into auras, you steal it. It goes on Thur. Thur dies, but then you keep the enchantment on the battlefield. Is that like the design? No, they fall off and go to the graveyard if Thur dies. Okay. So we don't get... Well, that's even worse now. So, but it goes into the opponent's graveyard. But Thur is not stealing anything. You do not gain control of the enchantment. Could we use this to move an aura that shouldn't enchant a creature to this creature and do shenanigans? It's possible. Okay. All right. Interesting. Very creative, unique design over there for any Thur fans out there. We have Mystical Growth. It's an aura. It's an aura land. Sorry, enchant land aura. Enchant basic land. Enchant land has hexproof and tap to add 2 mana of any one type that this land could produce. So it's just like another. What is it? Just isn't it just rampant growth? Not rampant growth. Utopia Sprawl. We have a rebranded Utopia Sprawl, with the difference that the land can't be blown up, so it's a little bit more resistant. It uses a land play. It triggers landfall. Does it? Enchant basic land. Enchanted land has hexproof and tap add 2 mana of any one type that this land could produce. It does not trigger landfall. Wait, yeah, this is just... It is a power crept Utopia Sprawl with the Utopia Sprawl art at the same time. Is this the Echo-verse version of Utopia Sprawl? Probably. Yeah, oh, it's a land. Oh, it is a land! Oh, I forgot. Yeah, enchantment land aura. Okay, so it's a land that attaches to a basic land, and we're adding 2 mana. Yeah, it's still a land. It seems worse than a normal land. So I can wasteland the Mystical Growth. That is just weird. It's a land. It takes your land drop. Oh, it has no mana value. This card is so this card is just like far, like super far out there. How does this card work? It's like a card, but at the same time, it's not a card. It's a land. Fabian, well, we're not at the donation point yet, Fabian. You got to wait a while. You're probably gonna have to wait like 2 hours for donations. I'd run this in my landfall deck, says Summer Mermaid Star. If I have no basic land, this land does nothing. That is true. So you basically have to play them in correct order. Does this work based on the rules? Like, how do auras work? You cast it when, like, if I understand correctly, like when I cast an aura, I need to target something on the stack. I can't cast this card. So if I can't cast this card, how am I targeting anything? As this aura enters, attach it to a basic land. This doesn't target. The rules have been made up. If you have no basic land, it goes to the graveyard as a state-based action. Does it fall off or die? Well, it would appear that Fire has done some Fire research. Yeah, it works. Yeah. Whatever we say, it works. Just trust. This is a trust me, bro card. Just add it works to the reminder text. Bingo, discuss. Yeah, we're doing our best to discuss these rules. If anything, Fire is discussing the rules. If an aura is put on the field without being cast, its controller attaches it to a permanent that it could enchant. Oh, right. Just like reanimator cards. So, like, if there's a situation where you reanimate a bunch of, like, all permanents from the graveyard to the battlefield, then you get to choose then you get to choose something. That's actually super true. Yeah, okay. This is an unexplored design. I like it. A very unexplored design. All right, maybe it's a banger. Maybe it's Zybers. It's like the most confusing card, though. It's like literally the most complicated card that costs no mana. As a land. It's probably the most complicated land in the game. Most complicated land in history. That's why Fire donated an extra $5. Knew that we would be confused as hell. Okay, next. We actually have some big super chatters. We always should prioritize the super chatters. Noise Marrow! Thanks so much for your giant super chat. LR28 and Tavid, and 2 donuts for chat. LR28. Sounds like a robot. LR! It's not even LR28, it's LR28. Infectious Experiment. A 3-mana 2/3 zombie. Whenever a creature dies, if it was dealt damage by a zombie you control this turn, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it's a black zombie in addition to its other colors and types. Why can't it be legendary? Like, didn't the thing that you bite was a legendary creature, so that now is a legendary creature? Or is it just cloning things? It feels like the flavor is it becomes that creature, but now it's a zombie. It got bitten. It died. So for 3 mana tap, target zombie fights target non-zombie, and we're gonna keep eating them up. We're gonna make a graveyard full of creatures. Grixis zombies, Commander Poggers. Christopher B is stuck in the past. Christopher B loves the past. Said exactly 1 damage should still come with a coin toss. It's now a mindless version. No more legendary spirits. We doing the Borg Queen from the Star Trek set? Oh, is that right? No, it's not the Borg Queen. The Borg don't eat your brains. They also don't really kill you. They just modify you. You get super modifications, if I understand the Borg. Like, you can be unborged. You can be unplugged from the Borg. Sort of. Captain Picard still hears voices. Are there even any zombies in red? Good question. I don't know. It feels like they should. There are some zombie movies where the zombies are running really fast. I think those are the creepiest zombie movies. So there should be some red zombies. I thought I was stuck in the past. Christopher B is stuck into last year. I think it's a cool. Anyway, I have nothing against this card. I think it's a very clean. By the way, clean design. You got like an idea where if the creature dies, you get a copy of it that's a zombie, which is supposed to be what happens. Isn't that like how zombies work in the movies? And then you can fight other zombies and make your zombie army big. Those are infected, not zombies. Some people know their zombie lore better than I do. 28 days later, zombies would be good in red. There we go. Exactly. Big. That's how some zombie movies work. Nikachu, Dread Horde is a mono red zombie. That's it's super true. The Dread Horde Arcanist. Ah, the Amonkhet zombies are. There we go. Okay, we're finding out that there's a lot of red zombies out there. Next up, we got also Tavid. This is a 4-mana Planeswalker. 3 loyalty. It's got Planeswalker Overload -2. You may pay an additional 2 loyalty as you activate abilities of this Planeswalker. If you do, change target and its text to each. Interesting. That is no, do we get the unexplored design space? Or is that like I think that's an AI thing. Because frankly, almost half the cards. Bingo, new keyword. Okay, that's fair. Where's new custom keyword? That is fresh. So okay, so what can we? So basically, it's like overload the Planeswalker. +2. You may have target creature you control connive, or you can have them all connive. -1. Tap target creature an opponent controls and put a stun counter on it, or you can go, or you can put a stun counter on everything. Tap all creatures the opponent controls, or -4. Gain control of target creature. Oh my god! No way! Okay, so you go +2. So you need to go. You'd have to go up. We need 6 loyalty, so we have to go +2, +2, then -6. Gain control of all creatures. I guess that's on rate for an ultimate. Usually the ultimate is like go up a turn, make a big minus. So I guess that's fine. Wow, the -2 for the overload seems a bit undercosted. I think it probably works. The -4 would have been okay if there's no +2 ability. I think it's fine. Like most of the ultimates on Planeswalkers, it's like you have to waste 2 turns to like build up the ultimate, and then you have the ultimate. Fun Way is like, this is a banger, an absolute banger card. Print it today. Whoops, no, this is the wrong sound effect. Steve Cooper says, as free as some of these bingo spots are, interesting design would be freest for customs. Ten Yushing, just having your entire team connive seems busted. You have target creature you control connive. It would cost you. Oh, it's free. Yeah, I didn't think about that. It's just 0. You may have target creature you can. So have all creatures you control connive. Is that too strong, chat? Maybe. Because that's what it'd be. Like, you just pay the overload on -2. So it's just 0 mana. You may have target creature you control connive. Maybe this thing has to start off. Maybe it should be a +1. And maybe, I don't know how to balance this. I think this could fit into a Modern Horizons set, but not standard. It's draw a discard for each creature with upside. Maybe it's okay. Maybe it's a fun way. Nah, it's balanced. Wink, wink. I think it's okay. I don't think the card honestly is not that strong in the grand scheme of things. It's sort of a card where the board state needs to be in a certain way to make it useful. Let's say the board was empty. This card sucks. The card doesn't really do anything. So on a full board, you can get maximum connives, but then you're not going up on loyalty. And then alternatively, if your opponent has a lot of stuff on the board, there's a lot of things to steal. So I'm going to give it a super pass. I think this is situationally good. It's good in a board stall. So this is a very powerful board stall breaker, and we probably need more of those types of cards in this game. Next up, we got Big Mike. Big Mike with big super chats. Happy Wednesday. We get some real bad cards for today, plus the traditional $10 dono to whoever who needs it. Force of Maranganda. Oh my god. Yeah, well, the force of Murangada and Goetic Ritual. Okay, apparently Big Mike is making some playtest cards. Force of Muraganda is a 5-mana instant. Spell commander. This card can be your commander. In limited, it can be partner, like other monocolored legends. You can pay 1 life and exile a green card from your hand rather than pay this spell's mana cost. So like force of will the card. Put a primeval counter on target creature or planeswalker. A permanent with a primeval counter, it loses all abilities and can't gain abilities. Oh, that is not what I thought was going to happen here. Did we get a bingo for dono for chat? The dono hasn't been given. The moment we donate to chat is when we're going to cross it off the bingo spot. Oh my god, force equals automatically broken. At first, I thought this was going to be like, put a Primeval Titan in play, or put a... I could swear to God that there was a card called Muraganda in the game. And like, maybe we I thought it was like a force that puts a creature in play, but this is not. Yeah, exactly. This is so mid. It was so balanced that it ended up not being all that impactful. No, it's not the worst card still. Put a permanent with a primeval counter loses all abilities and can't gain abilities. I think that is pretty relevant because it's like removal for a commander, except it doesn't kill the commander. So that's useful. It's fine. It still pays for commander tax regardless, and you can use it over and over again in commander. To be fair, the dono has been given. It hasn't been redeemed. Yes, it has not been redeemed. Oh, what do I have here? Dono for chat? Yeah, basically, for me, it means when it's dono redeemed. Muraganda versus Segovia when? I don't know when. Is there a card called Segovia? I just went to... Hold on. Segovia. That's weird. I just went to like Spain, and I went to like some city called Segovia. Is this like is this supposed to like represent Spain in some way? Is this the aqueducts of Segovia? What is going on here? When Warzel summoned Segovian angels to fight Thamil's Gargantic Kari Nats, the ensuing battle numbered among the multiverse's least destructive. Segovia is the mini plane. It's the... I think it is Roman themed. Well, it should be Spanish themed. I swear to God, I went to a Spanish city called Segovia. Segovia is a plane where everything is tiny, and there was this thing on the plane called the Aqueducts of Segovia. I'm not. Spain is canon to MTG. Apparently it is. What's the other Segovian card? Segovian Leviathan. Well, I mean, Spain is pretty close to the coast. Anyway, I'm just saying. Is that the place with the 3/3 tiny Leviathan? Yeah, I guess so. Segovia was teased in Legends. Yeah, exactly. New York City is canon to MTG now. So you know what? Anything can be canon. Okay, Force of Muraganda, it's legal. It's a simple card, but it worked. You know what? It honestly might be a pretty great commander or commander card. It's more of a reactive commander deck, probably for like a more controlling deck. Spain is canon to MTG, just like Arabia is technically. That's right. Little do people know that, you know, Earth is canon to Magic the Gathering, like way before the Universes Beyond cards. They made Segovia everything small to justify the Leviathan being only a 3/3. Maybe we need a Nikachu looks up a real card on AI custom card bingo space. Maybe. Yeah, Cairo is canon too. That's right. Oh, we just need to go to Barcelona. Okay, Geotic Ritual. This is a 1-mana sorcery. You may cast this spell as though it had flash if you control a cleric, druid, shaman, warlock, or wizard. That's a lot of cards. The next instant or sorcery spell you cast this turn costs 3 less to cast. So it's just... Oh, okay, interesting. So it's a ritual in the sense that it discounts the next card instead of actually adding mana to your mana pool. Very unique card. I don't know where that would be more useful. Because it's just basic. Oh, it's like a dark ritual, but in blue. Is that terrifying? Would that be a problem? You could get like time. Honestly, getting like an extra turn on turn 2 is useless, or not particularly useful. Remember, kids, a corgi is a leviathan to ants. Yeah, I guess so. More dangerous, though. It's like a spellcaster's ritual. But extra turns very early on in the game is worthless, because, like, you don't have creatures out. It's a nerfed ritual, but it's blue. We already have High Tide. Well, this is... Okay, what is, like, the best thing we can ramp into, like, very early on in the game? If we can ramp into... Maybe Polymorph? I'm trying to think. Like, turn 1, play some token. Maybe a turn 1 token. Turn 2, Geotic Ritual into Polymorph. And then put a giant baddie onto the battlefield. That's the best thing I can think of. But my imagination is not as good as the rest of you. Also works for the Paragon Red decks. It being only generic mana is definitely a nerf, but I don't think it's enough of one. You know, but there's so many cards, like, if, like, let's say, the question is, can we abuse it on turn 2? And so it needs to be, like, a blue 3 generic card, or I guess a red and 3 generic card to make it actually, to make it broken. Because that's what we are trying to break here. This would go in my Magnus EDH deck. I don't know, we're just gonna have to put it to the audience. Can you break Geotic Ritual? We cannot at the moment. I'm gonna say it's doable. Okay, next up, we got a lot of super... This is gonna be a long day today. I can feel it. We got Nick with welcome back, Nikachu. Thanks so much. I'm very happy to be back. Continuing my Sense 8 series, Mole Soul Bond Love Part 2. Okay, where is this? Sense 8. All right, what are we looking at here? This is a TV show I don't know. More Soul Bond Love Part 2. This is some TV show that I don't know about. We got Kala, Dandekar Devoted. It's a 3-mana 1/1 human cleric, lifelink and soul bond. Activated abilities of any creature paired with Kala Dandekar cost 1 less to activate. And for 3 mana, which is going to be 2 mana, right? Until end of turn, whenever a creature deals combat damage to an opponent, draw a card. Activate this ability only once each turn. If any creatures paired with... Oh, no, sorry. The paired creature gets 1 less, but not her. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Kala isn't paired with herself. Or will she? All we need is that one card that says, you know, the legend rule is you're not affected by the legend rule. The reduction will be broken to hell by combo players. How? I think, like, you know, like, again, if you need like 2 creatures, you need Kala plus another creature with an activated ability, and then some card to break the whole thing. It's a 3-card combo. You deserve to lose. Guys, we did it. We broke everything since it can reduce to 0. Oh yeah, that's true. Some cards that cost 1, it'll just be completely free. Okay, maybe it is stronger than it looks. Maybe we can bump up the stats. 1/1 seems weak for a 3 CMC. Look at it. Look at this. Everyone's saying, like, hey, this card is broken. Tan Yushing is like, hey, this card could be better. We need to raise that power and toughness. He completely skipped the line about the 4-hour stream. He doesn't even want to put the possibility out there. Oh, it's possible this is going to be a 4-hour stream. It's almost happened before. Yeah, the duality of man. This card is broke. Everyone looks at the downside, but not the upside. Or everyone looks at the upside, not the downside. Isn't basically any 1/1 creature fair now? Yeah, I mean, okay, look. I don't want to judge Kala all that much, but you look at her physique. She's a 1/1 creature. What, you want to make her a 4/4? You make her, you want her to be able to like manhandle a grizzly bear? She can't beat a grizzly bear. She's powerful because she's got magic. I think more creatures should be 1/1s and 0/1s, frankly. Like, I think the more magic you have, probably that's probably the less time you're spending in the gym. Less time you're spending in the gym, you got to be 0/0. 0 creature is fair. Maybe a little too fair, Arethusa. Bacon Capic, I'll accidentally donate $100 at the 4-hour mark. Well, that's the point where I say, okay, we're gonna have another show on Friday. Okay, I like it. Maybe could be broken. This is like a type of card, like, it looks good when I read it, but if it's set in the wild, maybe it breaks the game. But we're just gonna have to wait and see. Wolfgang Bogdanau, Troubled, a 3-mana 2/2 human rogue with Menace and Soul Bond. Whenever you gain life for the first time each turn, a target opponent loses life equal to the combined toughness of Wolfgang Bogdanau and any creature paired with him. I don't know what I just read. Whenever you gain life, you have 2 commanders if both have this ability. Did the other one have Cluster Partner? I didn't look at that. Oh, they both have Cluster Partner. You may have 2 commanders if both have this ability. Isn't this just partner? Why do we have a separate partner for something? Partner this with something with 20 toughness and you win the game. Send it to the chatting file. Well, what has 20 toughness to? Again, that's like a okay, I see. So it's like a combo card. But can't you have like, I'm just trying to think. If you have this as your commander, I guess you're constantly threatening a combo. Soul Bond can be with anyone as they enter or leave the battlefield. That's true. Fabian says, unless you're a Spellblade, then you can be buff and magical. I mean, I guess if you spend enough time with magic, you can spend your magic to make yourself big, buff, and swole. That's also possible. Wells of Bossing say stonks exploding. That sounds jank. Sounds super jank. Rose Kitty Uwu says, I got a dumb question. Well, I got dumb answers. It limits who can be a partner, just like the TMT. Ah, I see. Okay. Ah, that's so clunky. There's just millions of like different variations of partner. You got to stick within your like partner group, like wherever this thing came from. What is this? Is this a TV show? Is this like an Amazon Prime show or something from Netflix? Just saying, the guy has a bazooka and need to bump up that attack stat. Well, he does. Whenever you gain life. Well, so honestly, the bazooka probably should be an equipment. All right, I think it's doable. I actually, as crazy as I think this is, I think it's doable. I mean, you still need to soul bond him to some random giant toughness creature, and you still need to gain life. There's a lot of room to interact with this damn thing. I said, do we have a problem around here? Rose Kitty says, Eminence, as long as is in the command zone or is on the battlefield, if a creature would die during your turn, exile it with a funny counter instead. Pride of the Hullclave. Steve Cooper says, I looked it up. Sense 8 is a show about 8 people being mentally, emotionally linked together. Interesting. Then it should be Cluster Partner 8. Oh, or is the idea is that like they like share each other, like they're in like, it's like any sort of like drama. Groups of 8 actually, or is it like any other drama where like there's a group of people but everyone has different relationships at different points of time? My soulmate is the wall of the isolationist nation. What? Okay, I'm gonna give it a pass. Next. Who's next? Kano's next. Teo, Trigonomancer, and Binary Fission. Loading. It's a Planeswalker. It's 3 mana, 3 loyalty Teo. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or a non-wall permanent you control, you may have that damage be dealt to any wall creature token they control instead. Deal damage to you or a non-wall permanent. Okay, so basically you can redirect damage to walls. +1. Each player creates a 0/3 white wall creature token with defender. Like, how is anyone going to push through damage? -6. Each player's life total becomes equal to 3 plus thrice the total toughness among walls they control. So it's 3 times 3 times the total toughness. There is some lore here that I don't know about. Teo lives. You know what? Walls suck. This. Trying to make walls good. You know what? It is funny. I don't know if anyone successfully made a wall deck. I think the best wall decks are probably those like walls that like can ping you at end of turn. Like you can tap it for 1 damage. This might be some way of... I'm surprised Wizards hasn't tried to buff walls. I mean, I understand they've like made Doran to make like walls sort of useful, but maybe there's like a more legitimate way to make a wall deck. A deck that is all on defense and has no plan to attack. Arcades is pretty much the nice wall/defender commander. You know, okay, I understand that, but what about for competitive play? Like, competitively, walls are garbage. They're just bad. I think Wall of Omens is like... Wall of Omens... What was it? Deep and Wall of Roots are probably the only playable walls in the game, and like it's still, the deck is not based around walls. Maybe Teo can do it. All right, Teo, maybe you can make walls playable. And then we got Binary Fission. It is a 4-mana XX sorcery. Create two to the power of X tokens that are copies of target creature you control. Okay, hold on. Create 2 to the power of X. So for 6 mana, I get 2 tokens. And then for 8 mana, I get 4 tokens that are copies of the target creature you control. This could go insane. With the 0/3 wall token each, that's setting the life of all players to 12. Not bad. Mathemagic's reference for the most part. Same art as another card. That's fine. You know, Surefire Selves. Sometimes Wizards uses the exact same art on alternate cards. They've done that a few times on Arena. Did Doppelganger need an upgrade? Why not? Could always use another Doppelganger. Oh yeah, oh, this is Doppelganger the card. Big alert, too much X. We have double X and X. It's not that bad. Too much X raising 2 to the power of X could only lead to too much X. This is like a pity bingo choice. Too much X. It's honestly not that much. Like, how much is too much X? In theory, it could be too much X. It could be a lot of X. In theory, it's exponential. Yeah, I'm avoiding AI art now. Oh, I see. So you're just using the real art. You could swipe art from different games, though. There's nothing wrong with that. This would crash Magic Arena? Maybe. Wall of Omens and Wall of Blossoms saw play. Yeah, well, I mean, very few walls. But, like, still, those are just walls that complement those decks. The decks are not based around walls. There's no, like, wall strat. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, it is only 4 for 2. No, this is 2 to the power of X. This is 2 to the power. Like, it's at least from my perspective, it looks raised. So if it were 3, then we would have 8 tokens. Cast this on Scoots. Oh my, don't even go there. Don't even go there. All right, very legal card. Super legal. Next up. 4 passive life with stalled and ousted from the grave. Okay, we got stalled. Oh, and ousted from the grave. Perfect. What do we got here? Stalled is a 3 mana enchantment. Creatures lose and can't gain haste. Non-creature permanents can't activate any of its abilities in the same turn it enters. Spells and cards lose and can't gain flash and split second. And then you got commutative upkeep. Exert a permanent you control that is not exerted. Creatures lose and can't. Okay, so no more hasting anymore. No more fast creatures. You slow down, you goblin. Look, measure twice, cut once. Non-creature permanents can't activate any of its abilities in the same turn. Is this just like a new version of humility or something? Spells and cards lose and can't gain flash and split second. And commutative upkeep, exert a permanent you control that is not exerted. So basically every single turn we're going to be exerting more stuff, and our stuff is tapped. Cormac says, does this work? Split second doesn't let this effect go on the stack. Razgriz, you're at the $10. Oh yeah, you have. Okay, I'll get to you. I'll get to you. It's very pay to win around here. And Steve Cooper had a $15 super chat. R.I.P. my lands. Yeah, it's probably an alchemy. It's probably okay. So, I mean, anything that sort of breaks the rules, we'll just say is an alchemy card. So anything with split second will lose its split second. Arena will keep track of all that for us. Gorgon Dork. Wizards think they know what we want, but where is our wall? Yeah, where's our wall commander in 2026? What? No, can't the Wall of Bossing Say be your commander? Like it's legendary, isn't it? I just don't know who the. I don't even know how you build a deck around it because it's like mono blue wall deck. One of the worst commanders of all time. Authority of the Consoles looks better anyway. That's true. Yeah, we have Doran and Arcades. We have Doran earlier this year. T-Siddons, Nikachu is true to Magic Spirit. It's pay to win. Very, very pay. Split second doesn't affect triggered abilities. You can counterbalance split second cards. Yeah, you can. This is like that one Emrakul effect token to its logical conclusion. All right, stalled. I think it works. No fun allowed. If you're trying to do something too fancy, no, you slow down. It's basically, okay, everything that's fast is just slow down, basically. You can't, no split second cards, no flash, no haste. And honestly, I think it's an unplayable card. I think the commutative upkeep is brutal. Your opponents will just play regular Magic while they just wait for you to keep exerting your crap until you can't exert anything anymore. Okay, I'll tell you what this card is going to... It's going to stall you! The person who's going to get stalled more than anything else is the person that plays stalled. So for that is definitely a legal card. Ousted from the Grave. A 3-mana instant with kicker of 2. Exile all cards in the graveyard. If this spell was kicked, it has split second. Or are you trying to balance out this card with the stalled card? When ousted from the grave is exiled from the graveyard, it deals 5 damage to any target. Interesting. Very interesting. So the point is, if you play this in a 60-card Magic deck, you can have like multiple copies of Ousted from the Grave in your graveyard, and it acts like a creeping chill, sort of. In Soviet Russia, stalled stalls you, yes. Graveyard landmine. Weird colors for this effect. Mono red doesn't really have grave hate, but it's black. It's like a little mix of black and a little mix of red. And it's pretty expensive for a graveyard hate card. So even if a red player were to play it, I think it'd be a bit weird. Seems broken in Mill/Dredge. Honestly, I bet not. Because this is too situational. Like in Dredge, they don't want to pay mana for their spells. They want to pay anything, and you need this card in your hand. And if you don't have this card, if this is like in Dredge, you're not drawing cards. You're just dredging Dredge cards back to your hand. So they Ousted from the Graves keep hitting the graveyard, but you'll never have one in your hand to trigger the rest of them. Gil, I'm now imagining a card where you put 4 of those in your graveyard and kill someone that way. Well, I mean, I can give you like a little bit of a combo. Like I'm thinking of something like Intuition, where you Intuition like 3 of these, and then put one is forced to be put in your hand. The other 2 are put in your graveyard. How else could you like use this card? Like something like that. Toads, welcome. Happy, my brother. Hey, Coffee Crew. I can't stick around, but I had to creep by. Toad's very busy these days. Interesting enough, this is great for the last scuffed show. I think this card is a very cool workaround card. You build around this card, sort of. I don't even know how you build around it. It's like one of those jank cards that someone looks at and says, you know what? I'm gonna build a deck around this thing. I'm gonna build some interactions. Maybe we win, maybe we don't. The times we win, we're gonna feel great about ourselves. We're gonna feel like a genius. Damn, your knee surgery is like pending for forever. Take care of yourself, Toads. Take care of yourself. Put 4 in your hand, 1 with nothing. Exile your graveyard. Well, you need to keep 1 in your hand, though, remember. I love split-second kicker. Not gonna lie, that would be a mechanic on some commander. Yeah. It's gonna be bad news for somebody. All right. Let's go to the first $15 super chat. We got Steve Cooper with Critter. Version 0.5. What the hell does that mean? 0.5. It's very specific. Oh, wait, now this is an uncard. He's a cute cryptid dono and dono to chat times 2. This is literally, so this is competing with Little Girl. Do we have the uncard? We've already done uncard. Steve Cooper trying to snipe the uncard. I like Jimothy quite a bit. The uncard, well, unfortunately, the uncard slide has already been done. Yeah, half a power. Nah, very legit. Honestly, I don't see it, okay, with the exception of the mana cost. I mean, in theory, the mana cost is fine too. So you just have like half, you tap for a green and then you spend half of it. You have half a green in your mana pool. Not a big deal. It is not 0. It is not 1 either. It gets around Chalice. Hold on, can it get around Chalice of the Void? I wonder if they would errata things like Chalice of the Void so that I can just pay 1 mana on Chalice to enable it to have Chalice as a half. And I can counter anything that's cast for 1/2. All right, Jimothy. You're beautiful. Yes, it needs to be exact. Very, very exact. Okay, next. Next we've got Razgriz. All right, I'm making an exception for Razgriz, who apparently has a series. Okay, we got Ting Yun Amacaster. Ting Yun. So apparently there's 3 cards that all go together. Ting Yun was possessed by Fantalia, who killed her when she emerged from her body. Later, she was revived by Ron May, not shown. Is this your own... Is this coming from, like, a real show, or is this your own lore? Who'd have thought a raccoon with a short spine would blow up on the internet? Oh, is that a meme? I was not familiar with that meme. Corbinick says, keep the other half of the mana as a tip, good sir. Is this a Hoyoverse thing again? It might be. Oh, it's Honkai Star Rail. I'm telling you, I watched like an hour of Honkai Star Rail, and I was like, ugh, I could never play this game. It's too much space stuff. Okay, Ting Young Amacasador. It's a 2-mana 0/2 Fox Advisor. She a fox? Oh, she got the ears. Pay a white, tap, prevent all damage that would be dealt to target creature this turn. You may go to that creature. Interesting. So you can save a creature and then goad it. 4 mana, sacrifice Ting Yun, sacrifice a spirit. So, okay, we're sacking everything now. Spirit and her. Search your hand, library, and graveyard for a Ravager creature card and put onto the battlefield and shuffle. What would that Ravager be? This one. Fantilia, the Lord Ravager, which is an 8, normally 8 mana, but this goes directly onto the battlefield, right? Yeah, we're directly putting this thing onto the battlefield. Okay, so basically this is a combo. What was that activated? 4 mana and sacking 2 creatures. Okay, we have Fantilia on the battlefield. When Fantilia enters, each opponent gets 4 energy. The opponents are getting energy. This thing has indestructible, death touch, and trample. Creatures you control have undying. Creatures your opponents control get -1/+1 for each energy their controller has. That's a very interesting effect. That almost sounds broken. Do you give the opponent a way of using that energy? So for 4 mana, destroy target creature with 0 or less power. Okay, so I can do that. And for 4 mana, pay energy, draw a card. Any opponent may activate this ability, and only anytime they could cast a sorcery. This card is almost brutal. Can't work if either is your commander. Ting Yun snapped her own neck on screen and Fantilia came out. Is Ravager a new creature subtype? This is a good question. I've never heard of a Ravager creature. She is a Foxian. How many of you have played this game? MTG is the only gacha I allow myself. Yeah, I'm not playing any. I play Magic the Gathering is enough of a gacha game for me. Bingo waifu card. Do we have a bingo? Is waifu card? It's an anime. Do we consider that an anime card or is this a game? For me, anime is just like the style. But I guess for people who are hardcore anime fans, anime is an animation. It's a cartoon. Ravager is a new type. All right, we got a bingo spot. We got something new on the bingo card. New creature type. Where is it? New non-creature, new creature type. There we go. I've played Honkai Star Rail until about the beginning of Penacony, so I know about this. Rectus is like, it's strange that I now can make a list of characters I know that have snapped their own neck and someone else came out. You. Okay, I think this card, I don't want to say it's broken, but holy crap, you're going to give your opponent like 4 energy and their creatures just now suck. And they have to spend like an absurd amount of mana just to get rid of it. And what if this thing gets blinked and your opponents keep getting more and more energy? I mean, maybe that's very wishful thinking, but like the problem is you can't get rid of that energy and your opponents, I mean, I guess the deal is you just get rid of this thing. It doesn't have hexproof and you just left with a bunch of energy anyhow. Bingo anime card, the fox before this. Was that an anime? Does that count? Swords to Plowshare it is, which is true. All right, we're weak to Swords to Plowshare. And Dismember. Weak to Dismember. Also, creatures you control have Undying. Oh no, maybe Dismember doesn't work. We have to exile this thing. Cannot come back. Yeah, we do have to Swords to Plowshare this thing. So a funny thing, this card can be played in the deck it's supposed to go in because she is absent and the other is blue, white, and black. Oh, it can't be played. So neither of these can be your commander, essentially. Yeah, so this is, how many colors? Were 4 colors? Yeah, everything but red. Let's look at the last card, which is also red. So you can put this in a Wooburg commander deck. We got Fugway. A 4 mana 3/4 Fox Advisor. As you cast Fugway, you may exile a card named Ting Yun from your graveyard. If you do, Fugway costs 2 less to cast, which means she's only going to cost double red. Ward, put 2 -1/-1 counters on a creature you control. Weird. At the end of your combat step, for each creature that blocked, put a -1/-1 counter on that creature unless its controller taps it and puts a stun counter on it. And then for double red and X, exile 3 cards from your hand. Fugway deals X damage to each creature you don't control. This ability is colorless on the stack and has Wither. Okay, this last card is it's a little too much. This card is a little too convoluted. He isn't pronouncing it wrong though. It's not pronounced Fuge. He isn't pronouncing it wrong. Okay, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Yeah, I've pronounced it Fugwe. Well, what do you want? Fug? Is it pronounced Fug? Fugi? Fugu? It is classified as an anime game. All right, but you got your super chat. Oh no, we got. Okay, I'll give you an anime card. There's 2 cards here. Yeah, it's like a mental state. Fentilia's whole deal is abundance to a toxic, overgrown extent shown by giving the energy. No, I totally understand that. Okay, this last card, I don't mind the design of the first 2 cards. This last one, maybe it's a flavor win, but it's just too convoluted. At the end of your combat step for each creature that blocked, so you have to keep track of that. So keep track of everything that blocked, and at your end step, put a -1/-1 counter on that creature unless its controller taps it and puts a stun counter on it. Yeah, and then I have there's too much. Too much. The first 2 cards, I give my thumbs up. The third one, 2 thumbs down. Too convoluted. The poison ivy of Honkai. It's possible. I have more anime cards coming up. Shake my head. Anime are us. Make these creatures into saga creatures would be better. Not end step, end of combat. At the end of your combat step. Oh, I see. Okay. That still can be. Okay, it's better. I'll admit that it's better. It should just be upon blocking. You blocked. Every creature that blocked, it triggers this, and you immediately get the -1/-1 counters. Okay, next up. Who's our next person? Raktus! No theme! None at all. No theme at all? Nothing? We got Paulo, the party ox. Okay. It's party ox time. Reminds me of, what's it called? Eidolon of the Great Revel. And Vaunt, the Ledger Keeper. Oops. Okay, we'll take a look at that second one as well. Okay, Paulo the Party Ox is a 4-mana 4/4 Ox Shaman. Trample, haste. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control pinatas, create... Oh, sorry. If you control no pinatas, create a pinata, a 0/6 colorless construct artifact creature token with Defender. This creature can be attacked as though it were a planeswalker, and whenever... What? Huh? What, does it have loyalty? Oh, we could attack it directly like it's Hearthstone. That's what you mean. And whenever damage is dealt to this creature, put that many candy counters on it. I'm surprised we haven't gone that direction yet with Magic the Gathering. It may, like, no one really thinks about this, but it makes no sense that we can't directly attack creatures. Does anyone think about that? Like, it's just like a given. The creatures, nobody can attack each other. They can block for some reason, but no one's allowed to attack each other. It's like every single creature has tunnel vision for like the player, like the planeswalker. Fighting card. Yeah, but why do we need the ability to fight in order to fight like another creature? Why can't we just go up to it and punch it in the face? Why can't I just go up to somebody and punch them in combat? No, we reinvented Hearthstone / Shadowverse. Exactly. But that just makes sense. Can in real life block the attack if it's attacking itself? There are other cards that enable creatures to attack each other. Not much. So whenever Pinata dies, each player creates a treasure token for each candy counter on it. Then the player who dealt damage to it last draws 3 cards and creates 3 food tokens. Pretty cool, actually. Pretty neat design. How did we get the candy counters? This creature can't be blocked. Whenever it's dealt damage, put that... Oh, I see. We're putting the candy counters equal to the amount of damage. So Nikachu wants to play Lorcana. Well, I mean, the first game, at least the first game I experienced that was just Hearthstone. And I was like, I can attack my opponent's creatures? Wow, that makes like way too much sense. Why aren't we doing that in Magic? It's just like, I don't know, the game just works better without it for some reason. I don't know, maybe, or probably, what's it? Card Market, the YouTube channel, probably did a Magic the Gathering, but it's Hearthstone video that I'd have to look up to see how well it works or doesn't work. I wonder what cards would be broken. Like, probably just some creature that's, like, very, very big on power and toughness. Rotting Regisaur! Rotting Regisaur would probably become very powerful in a format where you can attack anything on the battlefield. Card needs more cowbell. You got to attack with the other player. That's how you win. You can also attack their resources before you attack the player. Next, we also have Vaunt the Ledger Keeper. This is like an accountant. It is an accountant. Literally an accountant. Went to business school and everything. 4 mana, 3/4 Devil Advisor. Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. If you do, put a number of debt counters on Vaunt equal to that spell's mana value. At the beginning of your end step, you lose 1 life for each debt counter on Vaunt. This feels like, what's it called? The penny... What was the creature? That's really crappy creature. Maybe it was from Homelands or something that was trying to have like penny tokens or something. I can't remember how it worked. It was a very bad life gain card. For 2 mana, remove a debt counter from Vaunt. If an opponent activated this ability, that player draws a card. Any player may activate this ability. Okay, I gotta reread this card. Once during our turn, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. And if you do, put a number of debt counters. That's okay. Any spell? Hold on, is this just is this just not like a free show and tell or something? A one-sided show and tell? Okay, hold on. What is this Ledger Keeper doing to be that buff? They're pretty strong. You know, everyone got to go to the gym, you know? Everyone's got to go to the gym. Is it? I'm now reading this. Maybe this is broken. Once during each of your turns, you can cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. At the beginning of your end step, you lose 1 life for each debt counter on Vaunt. Well, what does that matter if our opponent's going to be dead soon? Bingo, Nikachu misinterpreted the card. How did I misinterpret this thing? Once during each of your turns, you may cast a spell from your hand without paying its mana cost. Shouldn't it also be like you may cast a card from your hand? Yeah, it's broken. Free Omniscience. At the beginning, pay 2, remove a debt counter from Vaunt. If an opponent activated this ability, that player draws a card. So I can pay to remove my debt. Let me put Omniscience real quick. Thank you very much. There's a 3 mana black card by the name of Mutated Cultist that reads, remove all counters from target permanent. The next spell you cast this turn costs that much less. I think this card is broken. It's basically, or is it how? It's a one-sided show and tell. And you can do it every single turn. Every turn! Play just a bunch of life gain cards. At the beginning of your end step, lose 1 life for each debt count. I don't know how you balance it out, though. This is a 1-card no, it's not 1 card. You're not going to win by itself. You can even harmless offering to the opponent so they take all the... Oh, I love it! That would be so sick. Yeah, on your... Like, you play this, wait till your next turn so you can untap, play some giant thing for free, then harmless offering the Vaunt back to them. Then they start losing, like, a bunch of life. Turn 3, breach the multiverse. You can do the exact same thing with fight. Or you're talking about, like, fighting the creatures? Yeah. I understand. The issue was that combat was controlled entirely by the player ahead. No, I completely understand. It's still that, like, while we do have fight as a mechanic, I think it just makes more sense. Or sorry, it doesn't make any sense why that is a special ability. Like, we should be able to just equally fight any creature on the battlefield that we want. Just sack it to draw 2 cards. Yeah, you could do that too. Okay, this card is hilariously broken. So, honestly, pretty interesting. The first one was really interestingly designed, though. And this one also might be interestingly designed, but it's just there's no easy way to balance some card. There's no way to balance a card that lets you play this, like, something for free. How did I improve a card? I gave no feedback to this thing. Yeah, there's no downside if he dies before the turn disappears, like mass polymorph. Yeah, something like that as well. Bring back banding, you cowards. Okay, next up. We got Mega Stare in the house. Welcome back, Nikachu. 2 cards from me today. Hope your vacation... Well, it was quite a vacation, I'll tell you that. Weight of Privileges and Mata Hari. Alright, Weight of Privileges, a 3-mana enchantment. Creatures... There's more flavor text on this than actual card. Creatures each player control get -1/-1 for each legendary permanent under that player's control. Creatures each player controls get -1/-1 for each legendary permanent. Interesting! It's like almost like an anti-commander card. That is a super original card. If creatures could take each other directly, green doesn't need the help. Toilet says, I think it'd be mildly hilarious if Wizards of the Coast released a card that has Time Walk as a prepared spell. Well, they didn't do it. Not yet, anyhow. Bingo, Creature Lord, kinda. Creatures each player control get, Is it? I don't... creatures each player control... Okay, yeah, I do want... I guess this is like it's a Lord effect. Close enough to a Lord effect. Where is our Lord? We don't get many Lords in this game, to be honest. This is the closest we're gonna get. Oh, it's a bingo! We did it! Well, someone did it. Okay, let's get... I need the squiggly line. Ah, I turned it blue. I don't want to turn it blue. Keep it red. No, I don't know how to make it red now. No! What am I doing? Okay, whatever. It can be blue. I effed up. Oh, that blue is too dark. I want a nicer blue. There we go. Okay, we have one bingo. One freebie for somebody who can survive all the way to the end of the show. Green for a bit of variety. It's not a Lord, not a creature. I'm gonna be loose on this. It is a Lord effect. You did hosting the show and providing the fun. What is the flavor text? One cannot satisfy the great with decency and without injury to others, but one can satisfy the people. For the end of the people is more decent than that of the great, since the great want to oppress, and the people want not to be oppressed, said Niccolo Machiavelli. Was it a book called The Weight of Privileges? For university, I had to read, what's it called? The Prince? The King? Can't remember. Some Machiavelli book. I think it was called The Prince, but I can't remember. The Prince book. Was it called The Prince? Someone's going to mention it. Someone much better at history is going to mention. Oh yeah, it was called The Prince. Immediately showing up. Yeah, it's from The Prince. Oh, is all this from The Prince? Yeah, one cannot satisfy the great with decency and without injury to others, but one can satisfy the people. For the end of the people is more decent than that of the great, since the great want to oppress and the people want not to be oppressed. Okay, but we got a second card going on here. Yeah, Lord Effect equals things that buff other creatures of the same type or of type. Think of Muscle Sliver. Actually, that is not the definition of a Lord Effect. The definition of a Lord Effect is anything that gives an effect to everything else. But it is supposed to be an upside, not a downside. French Revolution card. A Lord is a creature that buffs other creatures. Okay, do you know what? I'm sold. I'm taking it away. It didn't buff anything. I'm taking away. You guys convinced me. This while it does give an ability to other things, it is not a buff. Too late, you marked the bingo. I can take it away. Look, I erased it. It's gone now. Delete is a hell of a card. Or hell of an ability. Bingo, Nikachu misinterprets a card. I didn't misinterpret it. I misinterpreted what the bingo thing was. I misinterpreted the bingo card, if anything else. Okay, next up. We're going to get... You have a second card here. Matahari. Let's take a look at that Matahari. Okay, the Spying Dancer. This is a 2-mana 1/2 human spy with Skulk. Whenever a Matahari Spying Dancer deals combat damage to a player, that player reveals their hand. Choose one of the revealed cards. Your opponent may pay life equal to that card's mana value. If they don't, they discard that card. Skulk is interesting. You know what? A Skulk is a very under... How do I put it? It's not used very much in custom Magic cards. When it probably has a lot of potential. So when it deals combat damage to a player, that player reveals their hand. You choose one of the revealed cards. Your opponent may pay life equal to that card's mana value. This card probably is not very good. It's one of those cards where, you know, if I'm back. Maybe better than ever before. Matahari, okay. I'm going to give Matahari my seal of approval here. Nikachu's just standing very still. Did I get polymorphed into a chair? No. Wait, I took a bathroom break. I'm back, though. Don't worry about it. I'm back. I got more views while I was gone. I ephemerated myself. So I have an empty bladder. Okay, next. Let's get... This is a dono. These are donos. This is dono. This is also a dono. A lot of donos today. Damn draws! Commander-in-Chief! And Grand... What's it called? Grand something. Okay. Commander-in-Chief. We got some animal cards. We got some elk. We got some noble elks in the house. Commander-in-Chief is a 3-mana 2/3 elk noble. Partner with Grand Brigadier General. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. Well. We got the bingo. The creature lord arrives anyway. Oops. What am I doing wrong here? Give me my super chat. Let's hold on. Squiggly line. How do I do this? Can I draw it? No, I can't draw anything yet. Okay. This. Okay, there we go. Everything worked perfectly. One more freebie. Yeah, the bingo never left. And the damn draws made that super chat a long time ago, so we were gonna get it one way or another. Dread it. Run from it. The bingo still lives. Okay, at the beginning of your upkeep, you may look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature with mana value 2 or less, you may put it on the battlefield. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. If I'm not mistaken, most elks are like 2 mana. And there's just not that many in the game. But let's look up elk as a creature type. Okay, let's look at all the elks. There's 4. Oh, I could be dead wrong about this. Maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking of like some elks like Dawn Treader elk. Okay, so this is an elk. This is 1 mana. We got the Curious Farm Animals has re-entered the game. Deer Dog is a 2 mana elk. Okay, so I'm just dead wrong. I thought the majority of the elks were around 2 mana. Golden Hind was another one that I was thinking of. That one came to my mind. Apparently, I just don't know all the elks in this game. Wow, I didn't even know Gigantha was an elk. Didn't even think about that. There's a good chunk of 2, like Sacred White Deer, the Saddled Rhyme Stag. But they're honestly all over the place. So I can't really say that most of the elks are 2 mana. Time to remind that Shapeshifter still exists. It does. They do exist. You may look at the top card if it's a creature. Honestly, you don't need Shapeshifters. Like, it just says you can put anything with 2 mana. But I was just trying to think, how do I make an elk deck out of this? This is just like a generic creature lord. This is generic creature. This is just generic creature good stuff. I think it's okay. You may look at the top card if it's a 2 mana creature or less. You may put it onto the battlefield. Otherwise, you put it on the bottom of your library. This could be oppressively crazy. Yeah, you don't need elks to run just white weenies. So just just have a white weenie deck. This could be nuts. I mean, look at the top card of your library. Do you know what's worse? If it's not a creature, like if it's a land, it goes on the bottom. This could be broken. It doesn't have an ET. Okay, but it doesn't have an ETB. I'm just thinking. Oh, but it would not be because as partner, it would not be playable in Modern or Pioneer or Standard, but it would be playable in Legacy. Wait, we need to go Burr. So in Commander, it's fine. Okay, I think this would be passable. So I think there are more dangerous cards in Legacy, and you can still Lightning Bolt this thing or whatever. Heir Apparent 2 mana, by the way. That's Heir Apparent. Next up, we got the Grand Brigadier General, a 3 mana 1/3 Elk Soldier. Partner with Commander-in-Chief. Other creatures you control have tap, add a green or a white. And for double green, target creature becomes a soldier in addition to its other types and gains Border Landwalk until end of turn. This creature can't be blocked as long as defending player controls a land that is 2 or more land types. Interesting. So we have Landwalk of multiple land types. So it's just basically 2 mana, make your creature unblockable, which is I also think is totally fair. Fascinating first card, though. That's a lot of value. It's a lot. If you get to pull this off, it does 2 things. So either you put a creature in play for free, which is awesome, or, and by the way, there's so many ways to like manipulate the top of your deck in a green-white deck because, green, sometimes you like play lands off the top of your deck. So, but also if you don't find a creature, and it's like a dud card, like it's a land, you get to put it on the bottom of your deck instead. You need to be enlisted in order to cross the border. Something like that. What's with all these elks? Did someone piss off Oko? Oko, like, had an overload effect on everybody. Next. Rose Kitty. Oh, whoa. Corvus Part 2. And Voltrin, not Voltron. Corvus Phyrexian Plague is a 0 mana 1/1 Phyrexian Germ. I feel like someone's humping something in here. Like the germ is humping some sort of machine. Does anyone see that? That's all I can see here. Maybe I have a dirty mind. Okay, Rule Breaker. Oh, I thought... still not sure what you mean. I thought people would have a lot more Rule Breaker cards for today, but we have a new one. A deck with this commander can have equipment cards of any color identity and any basic land cards. Totally fair. I think all equipment are terrible. Now Earthusa says can't unsee. Germ that is not a 0/0. That's rare. Rare but not impossible. Bingo, we did this already on a different stream. Did we? No. Apparently this is part 2. Other germs have base power and toughness 1/1. Whenever an equipment creates a creature token and attaches itself to it, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature. I'm with you, Nikachu. I see it. I know. The germ is humping the equipment. Maybe that's what the equipment is for. Maybe the Phyrexian plague is at a sperm bank. Gotta spread those germs the old-fashioned way. This is really close to an existing rule breaker. Actually, yes, we did this already, but it had 5 color ability. Oh, so it's well, no, but it's a different card. How many good colored equipments are there anyway? In my opinion, none. Name me one good 5-color one good equipment that is of some sort of color that you would need this thing badly for. We did this before, but it was not a rule breaker. It is a rule breaker now. It is different enough. It is not literally... So the whole point of we did this already is I accidentally click a card that we've done for a second time. So, I mean, this is... it's even more illegal than it was before. Nerf all the changelings. Next card was Voltrin, not Voltron. Got Voltrin, a mercenary killer, 2-mana 2/2 orc mercenary assassin with eminence. As long as Voltrin mercenary killer is in the command zone or on the battlefield, if a creature would die during your turn, exile it with a hit instead. You mean like a hit counter? All mercenary creatures you control gain keywords of cards in exile with a hit counter on them. I didn't have time to write all the keywords it copies. Sorry, that is not what you're supposed to write on the card. That's not Rose Kitty Uwu. That's like someone writing to, I don't know, Wizards of the Coast in the like playtesting stage of the card. Yeah, the reminder text. Most hilarious reminder text ever. I didn't have time to write all the keywords it copies. What would it... All mercenary creatures you control gain keywords of cards in exile with a kit. Wait, you'd have to write every single keyword. So that's okay, you don't need to write them all. We understand. Even Wizards doesn't write them all the time. Oh, Gillum reminding us that Corey Steelcutter, there's like a few there's very, very few equipment that really matter that have a color. Very, very few. And in Commander, they're worthless. Earthusa, trust me, it works. Yeah, it works. That's all you need to put. Print it with Acorn. What makes this an Acorn card? So if it's in the command zone or on the battlefield, if a creature would die during your turn, exile it with a hit counter. Old mercenary creatures you control gain keywords of cards. Oh, not mechanics. Keywords. What is that supposed to mean? Of cards in exile with a hit counter on them. That sounds very complicated to keep track of. So any obscure keywords works, not just evergreen. Finally, we brought... Well, in a really weird way, we might have brought back banding. Oh, the reminder text is for Acorn. Whatever, it's okay. It's gonna be a pass. You meant hit count. Yeah, you did mean hit counter because you actually wrote it later. All right. This works for me as well. So the Warhammer mechanics count. Yep, that's right. Does this count your opponent's cards too? If a creature would die during your turn, exile it with a hit counter instead. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, even your opponent's cards. Our mercenaries gain the power of everything that they kill, which makes no sense to me, but maybe it makes sense within the context of this game. Your death makes me stronger. Your biological uniqueness will be added to my own. Corbinek trying very hard to remind us what all the good equipment there are in this game. Sort of. There are some, okay? There's some. It's very few. I think the number of equipment that use a color and that are actually good in the game period is less than could be counted on one hand. Probably with less fingers than that. Surefire ourselves with Mazarg, Savage Slayer. Brutal Trample Finisher. So you're making a Crater Hoof is what you're saying. Mazarg. Seven mana, 7/5, Mutant Warrior. It's got Trample. It's got Haste. Whenever a creature you control would deal combat damage to a player, instead you may have it deal damage equal to its power to that player and or any number of blocking creatures they control. Whenever a creature you control would deal combat damage to a player, instead you may have it deal damage equal to its power to that player and any number of blocking creatures they control. So the point is, if I attack with a bunch of stuff and they choose to block anything, so the point is, don't block. That's what you're telling me? Because it's like you either can block with everything or you don't block with anything. Oh no, but you still might have to block. Yeah, I get it. So you still might have to block some stuff so you don't take lethal damage, but then the stuff that gets through can deal damage to everything else. Interesting. Very interesting. Well, there's no trample overflow, right? So if it deals even one trample damage, it's going to deal all damage instead and against their blockers? Yes. Equal to its power. That is exact. Maybe it should be worded. First off, it's a clean design. Second off, this actually looks like the whole thing, that the font, the size, everything looks like a Magic card. Yeah, you have to, ideally you block completely. So this has, well, maybe it has double trample, something like that. This is a fascinating design. And it's got like really good green-red vibes. Like, it's such a big creature. I hope it's fine. You know, it's possible that this is just a mean card where any number of blocking creatures. No, but okay, again, they don't have to block. They could just not block and they keep all their creatures. Well, it says I like this card, actually. It feels like it's pretty balanced with its mana cost and its stats, too. It prevents one of your many attackers to get ganged up on. Great design. Very nice throw. Next up, we got more stuff. That's not the end. Okay, hold on, I gotta back this up with more music. We don't have enough music. Running out of music in 2026. Whoops, I didn't need to play that. I think one more should be good. Okay, that should be enough. Hopefully that's enough, unless a bunch of donations start flooding the chat. Okay, Gillum. Delny is back. Streets Unifier. I could swear. I don't know who else made a Delny card. Or am I hallucinating? I swear to God, this is not the first. Bingo alert, 2-hour stream. It is a 2-hour stream. This shouldn't even be a bingo anymore. It's really rare that there's no 2-hour stream. Only on like holidays where some of you guys are gone, it doesn't happen. What is a good OST for this type of show? If anyone has recommendations, I can look into it. I'm looking to add to my soundtrack. It's got to be something that I'm not going to get copyright struck for. Do I dump it up to a 3-hour plus stream? It might terrify me. It might incentivize people to make it a 3-hour stream. Okay, Delny Streets Unifier is a 1-mana 1/1 human scout with. Okay, we got more rule breakers now. A deck with this commander can have creature cards with mana value 1 or less of any color identity and any basic land types. So, like, or any basic land cards. It seems like everyone is just jumping to just break the rules of commander. Like, okay, I want my. They're like basically they're scrapping color identity. Color identity just doesn't matter anymore. They opened the floodgates with that one card that lets you play with like that. What was it? That Phyrexian that lets you play with like any color of basically any color creatures. And now anyone can do this. Then we have creatures you control with mana value 1 or less have protection from mana value 4 or more. So, like, personally, I actually don't like that rule breaker that, like, wrecked the color identity, because then it's just going to turn every deck into, like, some sort of weird 5-color slop, right? Good OST is from older Persona games or Mega Man Legends. The problem is that there's a lot of good video game music, but some of the tempo is too fast, and I find that people don't seem to like the super fast tempo cards. Ten Yushing says, I hate Rule Breaker. Big, sad face. It kind of ruins the commander's foundations. I know, I'm a little bit with you. I'm definitely with you on that. I was never fond of color identity restrictions anyway. But that's what made Commander a Commander. In a way, I hate Partner because it sort of broke color identity. Because, like, the whole point of Partner is just to throw random extra colors into your deck. So actually, Nikachu, this was their response, so we don't get 25-color slop cards. Well, now we're just going to get more slop cards. Randomly suggest OG Doom soundtrack. My brother would like that. Rule Breaker is the balanced version of everything is 5-color slop. Well, then, like, why don't we just scrap color identity? Like, we can play with any color cards we want. If Commander was a community format, they'd be banned like Lutri, but Wizards of the Coast stole the format. They stole it, huh, Bacon Cat Bug? Everything becomes 5-color slop cards. What is the point? I know. And there's also like no benefit to being like a monocolor deck. Hence why we have Delny Streets Unifier. Creatures you control with mana value 1 or less have protection from mana value 4 or more. That's an interesting take on what's like Skulk. Like, I'm a small creature, you can't block me. I sort of like that idea. Not a fan of the rule breaker though. I'll still give it a pass just because Wizards has set the precedent, but I don't like this. I just don't like the concept of it. Although, in terms of the show, I'll allow it. Got another card from Corbinek. A God's Wrath. How wrathful is it? God's Wrath is a 4-mana sorcery. Choose one! Destroy all creatures in play. Automatically, like, power crept and broken. We already have a 4-mana destroy all creatures in play. Now, what else can it do? At the beginning of the next player's turn, exile all creatures in play. Why? Just notice Nikachu didn't put the 2 max note. Oh, what? What? I have to remove it for the what's it called? There we go. It's back. Fortunately, most people knew how the thing works. No, it's still here. I have to remove it for the what's it called? The combo stream. Because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Although it should. Do you know what? I should bring it for the combo stream. For every combo card you want to have in your combo, it's $5. So if you have like a 5-card combo you want to share, you have to pay me $25. That makes a lot of sense to me. Bryce says, but isn't Rule Breaker like Partner, where your second commander is the Prismatic Piper? Yes, and Partner is stupid for that. Okay, I don't. What is the point of at the beginning of the next player's turn? So we don't destroy anything right now. At the beginning of the next player's turn, exile all creatures in play. Is this so that you can get end step triggers or something? And then we have the last ability. All players discard all cards in their hand. You can only activate this effect if you have 3 or more cards in hand. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it's a modal spell. You can attack things phase back in. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, I see. So you mean like nothing's phasing in, though. Oh, your opponent's stuff phases. So if they play a Teferi's Protection, then you can, like, blow up their stuff next turn. Okay, okay, I got it. Interesting. This whole activate this effect doesn't make any sense. What? Just because we have old templating doesn't mean we use, like, old templating to describe cards. Yeah, second ability to prevent board development. No, I think the second ability is to prevent, to attack people who played Teferi's Protection. You think you can defy a god? Well, I got a god's wrath for you. I smell Yu-Gi-Oh wording. Yeah, I know. Get them Yu-Gi-Oh players out of here. Surefire Selves. The All Librarian. What the hell does that mean? The All... But that is a giant book. Mystery Booster Commander's Rule Breaker Mechanic might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in a while. We have another Rule Breaker. Okay, I was expecting a lot of Rule Breaker cards. Maybe we were just slowly getting there. Yeah, all the Rule Breaker cards now. Rule Breaker, a deck with this commander may have a sideboard with up to 15 cards. Interesting. Actually, that is an absolute banger idea. Finally, commander can play with wishes and stuff like that. And it's a Wooburg card. Oh my god. So sort of broken too. Wouldn't this just... Well, okay, I can't tell if this would be the best commander. Would this be the best... What do you guys think? Would this be the best default Wooburg commander in the game at this point? Because not only do you get... Like, so not only is a 5-color commander, you get a 15-card sideboard that you can wish from. So you have the power of the wish. You have more tutors than anybody else in the game. There are also cards that have conditional activations for various effects. Okay, well, so what is this activated ability? 5-mana tap, you may choose a card you own from outside the game and put into your hand. Oh my god! Activate only as a sorcery and only once each turn. Man, Sheldon did not want a sideboard in Commander for a reason. Why not? We all get 15 cards anyway. Not as Sheldon intended to. Well, I think Sheldon... Well, I mean, sideboards are meant for games 2 and 3, right? But this allows you to have cards from outside the game. Interesting design. I like it. I like this design a lot. I think everyone in Commander should be able to have a 15-card sideboard. I'm with you, Toilet Duck. There's a lot of cards that reference taking cards from outside the game. At least make it a wish board, 7 cards like Arena. Oh, that's a good idea. You know what? I'd be up for that too as well, Big and Catbug. The 7-card wish board. The Commander wish board. Bryce still thinks Kenrith is better than this card. The card is very clunky. It's like, I mean, 5 mana to put a card from you own from outside the game into your hand. That's probably terrible. The whole point of this card would just be that you have a sideboard, period, instead of not having a sideboard. Definitely going to be some advantages there. Next. Thanks for the dono, Toads. We'll add it to somebody else's dono. It's not a lot, but not a big... Well, maybe it'll be the last dono. Okay, we have a bunch of paid donos. All right. It's freebie time. It's freebie time. It's freebie time. Freebie on the house from Fire. Who wants the first dono? Actually, Christopher B is actually really fast to... quick on the draw. Christopher B, you get the first dono. Congratulations. Shadow of the Colossus, the 8th. Shadow of the Colossus, the 8th. So specific. Can't find it. The end, the 16th, the 15th. This series is going to be done by the end of the year. Okay, here's the 8th one. Found it. Okay, 7 mana, 6/4, giant lizard, haste. Kuromori. The lizard attacks each combat if able. This feels like a very old style card. Creatures you control have death touch as long as Kuromori is attacking. Why not? Pay 1, discard a colorless giant or a land card. Kuromori gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. This is actually pretty neat. It feels like a very old-fashioned Magic card in a way. It's got a lot more text than an old-fashioned Magic card, but still old-fashioned Magic card nonetheless. Okay, so I don't think it's pretty balanced. Well, except for the giant or the land card. I think it would be a little... Since it's a giant lizard, it probably should only discard giant cards instead of land cards to make it like a little bit more specific. Because like everyone has land cards in their deck, right? Why would you ever discard a giant? Unless it's like seriously for flavor purposes. I think it's a fine card. Fine generic-ish card, if anything. Okay, next. Let's get... Shinobi Lily says, I have a sideboard on my commander decks. Since my pod usually play 4 to 5 games when we sit down to play, so it helps the deck feel different and not get hard shut down. Interesting. Next we have Arethusa. Okay, this super chat is coming from none other than Noise Marrow. Arethusa with Stellaron Hunter Blade, whatever that means. Refused to die canonically. Stellaron. Okay, it's a 5 mana 5/3 human warrior with vigilance. If Blade would be destroyed, regenerate it. So it's just automatically. Isn't that okay? Hold on. So is this some variation on? Hold on. Pause for. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let me do something. Okay, I'm gonna be right back. Is it better now? Is it on? Oh, let me get. Let's get everything back. We got no music. We got music's back too. How about now? Chair? No, there's no chair. I'm still here. How is it now? Everything looks fine on my end. Unless my internet's dying. I'm gonna do a good old internet speed test over here. My upload is incredible. My download is incredible. Look at the power of my download. Oh, my upload is incredible too. This is the upload. So my download is insane. My upload is insane. It's everyone else's fault, not mine. It's better, probably. I don't know what the hell you're trying to say there, mercenary. Seems okay. Nikachu is back, but the stream is still on vacation. I want to refresh or something. Okay, some people say I'm here. Refresh the stream if you have problems. Okay, we're gonna move on. Okay, Stellar on Hunter Blade. I like it. Next, Fabian has 2 Yokes with a shared mechanic. Whatever that means. 2 Yokes. What is a Yoke? You only get 1 card. You want 2 freebies? You get 1 card. I'll give you this one. You get 1 Yoke a week. You know, you're acting like Pedgeman. Like Pedgeman gets like several Yokes. Pedgeman also gets 1 Yoke a week. Whatever a Yoke is. Okay, Akaname, the filth liquor. That is disgusting. I am morbidly disgusted by this card. It's a 3 mana 2/2 goblin with death touch. What is this? The goblin is drinking the water from the bath water going into the sewer. According to sayings, which is the mechanic, when this creature enters, create a filthy place, a land token with tap. If this land has less than 3 -1/-1 counters on it, add a black and put a -1/-1 counter on it. Put 3 -1/-1 counters on it. What? I don't understand that last part. This line has less than 3 counters, add a black, and put a -1/-1 counter on it. But then we're going to put 3 -1/-1 counters on it, and then it's useless. Then for 3 mana, remove any number of -1/-1 counters among permanents you control. That's actually a bingo. That was a grammar mistake. It's counters, right? That should be a learned grammar thing. Remove any number of -1/-1 counters among permanents you control. Akonami against +1/+1 for each counter removed this way until your next upkeep. Regenerate it. My only problem with this card is it's confusing to understand. Funny, most ho-ho characters are UKs. Filth Liquor, that's just a Twitch streamer fan. Apparently. So I see where you're going here. We're gonna tap it to add mana, and by adding mana, we add a bunch of these -1/-1 counters. But isn't it gonna die? This creature enters, create a filthy place, a land token. Oh, the land has the -3/-3. Sorry, the -1/-1. So you have to remove the -1/-1 counters from the land to buff up Akoname. I don't understand why there's -1/-1 counters on a land, though. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Doable card. Yeah, it creates a land, then puts the minus counters on the land before you can use it. Clean your... well, can't it just be like filth counters? Like -1/-1 is like damage counters. Or not damage counters, but you know what I mean. It like makes something weaker. I guess this makes something dirty. Okay, next. So we've used up all the super chats from Noise Marrow. We're now moving on to Big Mike. Okay, we'll get Pedgeman. Bacon Catbug is going to speak for Pedgeman. What do you want, Pedgeman? I want freebies. Pick anything from Junko Patchouli. Okay, apparently Bacon Catbug says Patchouli is amazing. Okay, Patchouli. Honestly, patchouli sounds like some Italian dinner. Ooh, this one's animated. Ooh, that's a nice animation. See, we need to get magic cards to a point where like we can like turn it around and it's got like this animated graphic on it. 4 mana for a 2/4 wizard. When Patchouli enters, create a colorless book artifact token with wizards you control have ward 2. Books you control have, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may exile it as it resolves, and tap, discard a card, create a copy of a spell exiled with this book. You may cast the copy. So we're making, surprising, didn't they add book as a card type now? So like they went back into the entire catalog of all Magic the Gathering cards and added book to anything that was like an artifact that was a book. Toilet Duck says, fun thing to do, remove -1/-1 counters from other permanents instead of the filthy place land. Yeah. Oh, actually, yeah, you could do that. Great idea, Toilet Duck. Yeah, they added book as a card type, and thus I made this card. We're gonna make books what do they say? What do they say? Like, knowledge is power. Well, finally, maybe today they actually can. We create a colorless book token with wizards you control have ward 2. Well, the Lord space has been taken. Books you control have, whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, you may exile. So the more books you have, the more of this ability that you have. You may exile it as it resolves. But why would you want to do that? And tap, discard a card to create a copy of a spell. Oh, spell exiled with the book. You may cast this copy. I wonder how this is going to scale as you have like more books on the battlefield. Well, this creature's on the battlefield. We broke Devoted Druid. Maybe. Oh, you mean with the last card, the filth. The filth liquor. That was part of the intent, to also remove -1/-1 counters on other stuff too. Licks any filth. Loves it. Okay, next. We got Shinobi Lily with Mighty Lance of Fury. Is it like Mighty? Lance of Fury is a 5-mana 1/3 human demigod. Whenever Mighty leaves the battlefield, return him to the battlefield tapped. And with a stun counter on him. Return him. Does that make sense? How does that card work? So like, how does this card know it left the battlefield versus me casting it for the first time? More Honkai Star Rail cards. Why is it all Honkai Star Rail and not the other game that's super popular? Or is it Honkai or what am I thinking of? The other game, the longer game. That's all anime waifus. Arethusa says, my super chat is not here, but I still get charged. Hold on, let me look out for you. I honestly don't see your super chat. Yeah, unless it's gonna show up with a delay. We'll just have to wait to see. Genshin Impact is exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah, sorry. On my side, Arethusa, I don't see any charged super chat. That happened to me once too before. I had to resend, but it auto refunded afterwards. Okay. How do we send a custom card? Description, link, instructions in description. I like Genshin, but Honkai Star Rail has way better storytelling and characters. Does it? Okay, I don't know I honestly don't know the story to either of them. But I was watching, like I said, I watched an hour of Honkai Star Rail, and I thought, well, this story sucked. And I just didn't enjoy its vibe. And I like the vibe of Genshin Impact way more. I just prefer the Honkai Star Rail over it in terms of gameplay and story. Okay, going on. Whenever Mighty leaves the battlefield, return him to the battlefield tapped with a stun counter on him. Whenever Mighty attacks, he gains +X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures opponents control, and Mighty cannot be sacrificed. So my only question is, how do we know this thing left the how does the card know that it left the battlefield and came back? That's the only thing I don't understand. Genshin is all about Lumi's adventures. I heard I can play Genshin Impact on my phone. It actually feels, I feel slightly incentivized to try play it. I have a phone. Toho is the best waifu generator anyways. And can anyone answer this question? Or is this templated properly? Like whenever Mighty leaves the battlefield, return him to the battlefield tapped and with a stun counter on him. Literally can't get rid of him. Bingo. You sort of can. The only way, well, okay, probably it does count for the bingo card when he leaves the battlefield. Like you have to use pacifism or some crap like that on him. The same way other cards have leave the battlefield triggers. Yeah, it's like no, but like something like Undying. So when it leaves the battlefield, return to the battlefield. Oh, I see. So he leaves the battlefield, they'll trigger, and then he comes back. Okay, that makes sense. So it's an infinite Undying trigger. It's like Undying to the maximum extent. All right. Probably doable, especially since this creature is so goddamn small. Although you can buff him up, but not normally. See there, like Arethusa, the thing showed up. It did it. Okay, so because okay, well I'm gonna look at Arethusa's card then. Is there a super chat sound effect I haven't used? I haven't used any of these. Escaping Death. Escaping Death. Oh, hold on. Let's acknowledge that last bingo card. It was like, can't get rid of this. Oh my god. You know what that means, dude, chat? That's another bingo. We got 2 bingos in the house. Another 2 freebies. I gotta speed run this. We're gonna be here all day. How many hours of it? We're approaching 3 hours now. You can shut him down, but not get him off the battlefield is the idea behind it. You definitely can't get rid of him off the battlefield. What if you play dress down, actually? Dress down on that creature. Do I have him still around? I don't. What if you dress down and killed him? Would he still trigger? Or would it just not trigger because it doesn't have an ability at the moment that it triggered? I got a second fail on transaction, but not get charged. What is even happening? Let me look at it from my end. No, you got charged something. I officially see money being charged. Dress down would kill it, yes. Okay, good. Okay, moving on to Escaping Death. 3 mana, sorcery. None. You guys don't make many sorceries. I feel like this is a very underappreciated card type on these custom card shows. Everyone likes to make creatures. I wonder what the stats are if anyone went through the entire custom card catalog of my videos and see like how often do people make this card type, and this card type. I bet sorcery is like very low. Maybe Corbinek is the only person that likes to make sorceries. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped with a stun counter and a menace counter on it. Okay, this is legal. I think this card's bad. There's like so many reanimator cards for 1, 2, and 3 mana that just put the creature on the battlefield. Oh, I get you, but you want a menace counter on it? Just give it the menace counter. That's fine. Sorcery is very slow and one-time use. Hoyoverse again. They love the Hoyoverse. Is this person in the spaceship? It's Honkai again. You guys love your Honkai Star Rail. I'm telling you, that's why I watched like an hour of that damn thing. I watched a ton of that stuff. I was like, I need to understand. I still don't understand the story because I wasn't gonna watch like the whole game takes like 7 hours to beat apparently, if you're speed running it. So I wasn't gonna watch 7 hours, but I watched it an hour. Okay, Escaping Death. It's illegal. I make the occasional sorcery now and then. You do. It's true. Okay, next. We got... this was Arethusa's card. Okay, now we are going to the Super Chats of Steve Cooper. There's 2 of them here. One of them is going to Mappius with the Kamiyama Shiki. Kamiyama Shiki. Kamiyama Shiki is a 2-mana 1/1 human monk. Tap Exile Shiki with a time counter on her. She gains Suspend. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Shiki is suspended, you may exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard with mana value 2 or less. What for? We didn't get any ability. We didn't get an ability out of it. When Shiki attacks, copy any number of cards exiled with cards named Kamiyama Shiki. You may cast the copies. Ah, okay. I think this is hard to pull off, to be honest. Like, this is like a very legal card. Exile with a... so basically, we're taking a turn off so we can get cards. So at our upkeep... Oh, sorry, hold on. It doesn't have haste. So if you don't have haste, you have to suspend her. You exile a card. She comes into play. Gotta wait a turn. Next turn, attack. I think it's a lot of work. Is it 5 or 10 for... It's 10. So you always count, like, one side is always the equivalent of one card. You know why I did that? Because so many people were making double-sided cards. It was like, okay, here's 2 of my double-sided cards. And they used to pay like a total of $4 for those cards. And I'm like, wow, this is monopolizing the stream way too much. Oh, I forgot about that, Mappius. Yeah, when you get off suspend, you gain haste. It's like text on a card that is not on a card. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, I already got that bacon cat bug. We got the dono for chat over here. I did it. It's been done. Okay, Kamiyaki Shiki, very doable. Very creative card. Okay, next we got Triple A with the Whimsicott. Whatever that is. Whimsicott. Some of my Pokemon cards. Oh, we got some Pokemon cards today. Okay, let's take... I can only choose one. I hope this is a good one. It's cute. Whimsicott is a 3-mana 2/3 plant Pokemon. That's definitely a new card type. Mutate over Cottony for 1 mana. Lifelink. Tailwind. Creatures you control have haste. Okay, so yeah, and that does work. It's green. Green does give haste to things. Pokemon spotted. It's a Pokemon. Gotta catch them all. Bingo alert. Other card game adaptation. Oh yeah, that's true. Other TCG adaptation. The Gen 5 Pokemon. I'm not familiar with this one. I'm only a Gen 1 person. Dude, and I played all of Pokemon Sword and Shield, and I still don't remember a damn thing from it. I can't remember. I couldn't give you a single name to one of those Pokemon from Sword and Shield. They're all so unforgettable. Still enjoyed it. Or I don't know, maybe my brain just doesn't have the sponge for remembering all the Pokemon anymore. All my Pokemon cards can mutate to evolve. Oh, yeah, that's true. You need to mutate. Mutate over Cottony. If anything, mutate, or like, I would say, if anything, the evolution to the cards should just be like a third card, right? Oh, sorry, not like a backside. What is a Pokemon? Is that like a worse Hall World knockoff? A Pokemon is just a random creature. Maybe you're just getting old, my friend. That is true. I learned the first 152-ish Pokemon, and then my brain didn't want to learn anymore. It was over. Okay, let's get one more freebie before I get into that super chat. Anyone else looking for a freebie? Does anyone who has no card yet wants a freebie? Did we go through everybody's freebies? Mercenary doesn't have a freebie. Zill Chatter Friend. That's a old. Is this like supposed to be Toads or something? Toads speaking to the squirrels. The Squirrel Whisperer. 5 mana 2/4 human druid. Squirrels you control get +1/+1. This creature has hexproof as long as you control a squirrel creature. The squirrels can protect. When this enters, create 5 1/1 green squirrel creature tokens onto the battlefield under your control. Whenever an opponent casts a non-creature spell, create 2 1/1 green squirrel tokens, and also sacrifice a food token. Create 2 1/1 green squirrel tokens. This is like I don't know. This is like a Heritage Druid in 2026, basically, for the most part. Wolf God the Hanged Man, the review on Blade got cut off. Or hold on, did I just not get your second card? Oh, I'm sorry about that. Hold on, we got... Let me finish. I can't remember how much your super chat was worth. Emrakul's worst enemy for the most part. I think you gave a bigger super chat, but I don't remember now. Hold on, let me look this up. Wolf Fraud. Hold on, before I move on, where am I going? I gotta finish Mercenaries. Zill Chatter Fiend. Okay, Zill Chatter. Let's get this thing back up. So this is just basically like a not Heritage Druid. What's it called? You got my Stellaron Hunter Blade, but the review got cut off because of the internet. Oh, well, the Deranged Hermit is what I was thinking of. Yeah, Deranged Hermit. This is like a modern day version of Deranged Hermit, except you don't have to pay anything. Because why would you want to pay more stuff anyway? You get 5 1/1 green scroll tokens. And, well, I mean, this card is infinitely more strong, too. It's a better Deranged Hermit that I modeled after Zach Hill. Oh, is that why he's called Zill, the Chatterfiend? I didn't know Zach Hill was such a friend of the squirrels. Okay, next, let's get... Who are we missing here? Okay, I got all the freebies. Now Shinobi Lily is jumping into the show. with March 7th, Lost Traveler, and Evernight, Protector of Past. Okay, we got a two-sided card here. Thank you very much, Shinobi Lily. More Honkai. We can't have enough Honkai Star Rail. It's Honkai Star Rail time. 4 mana for a legendary human. This is a 1/5 creature. Whenever a creature you control takes damage, you may exile them. At the beginning of the next end step, return all creatures exiled this way back to the battlefield under their owner's control. Is it any creature? Whenever a creature, oh no, only the ones that you control. So basically, if they don't die, they get flickered. If March is exiled this way, return her to the battlefield transformed instead. Interesting. She transforms into Evernight, Protector of Past, a human demigod. She's also a 5/4 creature. Whenever a non-token creature enters, create a 3/2 red and white spirit token named Evie with Vigilance. And whenever this creature dies, exile target creature you control, return to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step. At the beginning of your upkeep, transform Evernight. I don't have strong opinions about this backside card. Seems a little like... I don't know what you're going for, but you're going for something. I guess it's a lore thing. But this front side is very interesting. It's got this very original sort of flicker mechanic where if you get dealt damage and you don't die, then you get to blink it, which dissuades people from attacking unless they can kill your creature. Steve Cooper says, I'm wondering when they'll pull the trigger and do an anime Universes Beyond. Yeah, well, besides Miku, wow, we have a million anime Universes Beyond. Beautiful card. Very, very beautiful card. Okay, Arethusa is back. Arethusa says, I'm not done yet. Okay, we got, what is it, the 12th? How do I put this? 12th Wolf Run, the Hanged Man. Got a little bit more cash last week. All right, Arethusa is flush with cash and has decided to give it to me, which is totally fine by me. Well, this is a 2 mana 1/1 legendary spirit. Wolf, so it's Wolf Fraud, which is weird. Wolf Fraud enters with X +1/+1 counters. When Wolf Fraud enters, exile the top 5 cards from target opponent's library. So it's like, this is going to be like a Villainous Wealth thing. Tap, remove a +1/+1 counter from Wolf Fraud. You may play the card exiled by Wolf Fraud, and you may spend mana or mana of any color to cast it. So it's like Villainous Wealth, but very clunky. So nothing for free. You got to pay a little something. But still, you're stealing your opponent's cards. I am still free to play. Yeah, you're a very free-to-play person. For years. Sometimes backfires because there's no freebies. But for the most part, there usually is a freebie. Wolf Fraud is just a dog. Oh, Wolf Fraud? Or did autocrat? Like, I don't know. I'm thinking, is this person like supposed to be some sort of gangster that they're fraudulent or something? Bingo, 5 words and a card name. True story. 5 words and a card name. Boop. Okay, next we're moving on to the bingo cards. Okay, so now that's it. The bingo card is stuck where it is. We've got 2 bingos, 2 freebies to give away. And I'm going to give a sort of a freebie. Toads gave like a little bit of money. So maybe that's worth just giving a shout out to somebody's card. Fabian says, in Shadowverse, this guy wins you the game after giving you copies of the first 5 cards of your opponent's played. How did we not get Nikachu misinterprets a card? It's funny because my brain is pretty fried right now. I remember being broke before. I'm honored to give freebies for people. Everyone can feel the wrath of being broke every so often. He's a personification of the major arcana number 12, the Hanged Man. That he is. Okay, we need more freebies. All right, I guess we're going on to the second. If people want a second freebie, it's time for a second freebie. The bingo card is very generous. Okay, we're going to give you Tsukasa. So we have 2 freebies from the bingo card. Tsukasa, Twisted Confidant. Twisted Confidant. Is it Confident or Confidant? 3 mana for a 2/4 Fox Advisor. A profitable offer. At the beginning of each opponent's first main phase, that player may draw a card and create a treasure token. Also have Share Intel. If an opponent would draw a card, except for the first one that they draw in each of their draw steps, instead you both draw a card. What? Oh, I see. Oh, so it's just the Fairy Mastermind ability. Share the spoils. If an opponent would create 1 or more tokens, instead you both create that many tokens. Opponent would create 1 or more tokens. How does that work for you, though? How does share the spoils work? Like, how does that work? If an opponent would create 1 or more tokens, instead you both create that many tokens. Oh, we get the tokens that they're making. So if they're making a treasure token, I get the treasure token. Okay, okay. This is a great idea. I think this is a great card. This is pretty cool. Very, 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 very cool. Is there really no one with no card yet? I guess we got everybody. Everybody is full. I did this, Christopher. I did it. We looked at it. You missed it, Christopher B. I did it. You got to go back and chat. Or maybe he's still like 30 minutes off or something. What if you both have a Tsukasa in play? My brain explodes. That's what happens. My brain completely implodes. Okay, so we've got Shinobi Lily. You literally didn't you just pay for some cards? No free second card yet. I'm gonna give it a mercenary. I think you paid. The people who paid nothing, they have a little bit more of a priority. Air Run. Air Run is a 5 mana instant. Your life total is now 5. Well, that's not good. Return any number of creatures with flying from exile or you own from outside the game with power 5 or less to the battlefield. Those creatures gain haste until end of turn. Exile those creatures at end of turn. So it's like, you gotta win the game or you're basically gonna die. You're reanimating everything, right? Return any number of creatures with flying from exile or you own from outside the game with fire. Hold on, this is just broken. This is just obscenely broken. Combos with my rule breaker card. Oh yeah, that's true. There we go. It does combo with your rule breaker card. This is completely busted. It's just get to 5 mana and win. Getting your life total becoming 5 doesn't really mean very much. Bingos are offline because we're on the bingo card already. Finally, I can use Fateful Hour effects. Yeah, oh yeah, it enables Fateful Hour, enables Death Shadow as well. I'm gonna spend my weekend compiling custom card stats now. That's my weekend. Oh my god. I guess it wouldn't be you don't have to literally watch every show. You can just scrub through it and just quickly look through all the data. Like, you can compile data just by scrubbing through the 3-hour stream. So it's faster than I think. Just put every 5 CMC flyer onto the battlefield at once. Basically, I think it's a broken card. This reminds me of that Eldrazi card. There's something Eldrazi with the ability, like, put all your Eldrazi's from outside the game on the battlefield. This has this very similar. Like, is it how many? Return a number of creatures with flying from exile or you own from outside the game with power 5 or less to the battlefield. Any number. I just need 15 cards like that, and I'm done. Yes, the activated ability costs 20 mana. We have something like 20 mana worth of power in a 5 mana card here. Okay, one more. So the Toads sort of under-contributed to the dono, but also we'll give a shout-out. So any card. Okay, we'll look at Iridescent Shade, and I'm just going to read it. No big commentary. Iridescent Shade. We got a 2-mana aura. Enchant creature. As this enchantment enters, pair enchanted creature with another unpaired creature. As long as enchanted creature is paired with another creature, each of those creatures don't untap during their controller's untap steps. And for 2 mana, exile this card, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Is this like some sort of jank removal? Pair enchanted creature with another unpaired creature. As long as enchanted creature is paired with another creature, each of those creatures don't untap. Is it like, does this like hit 2 creatures at once? So pair enchanted creature. So I can just put on my opponent's creature and it like basically I think that's, is this what I think it is? It's basically a 1 mana removal for 2 creatures, but it just taps them down. Their static abilities still exist. We love Tues. This $2 deserves to be a full dono. Looks to be. All right. That's the best way I can understand it. Yeah, it's a soul bond on an aura. It hits 2 things at once. That's it for today. What a bit. Look, we got 2 cards. So we got 2 things on the bingo. Almost a lot of stuff. There's a lot of potential in that bingo card. We're back, baby, and everyone else is back. You can be back Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, and also Tuesdays, Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, like all of you, paying to be here, paying to keep the show. I'm telling you, people, you guys are what keeps this whole live channel running. Without all of you, probably I'd dump it a long time ago. You're the largest support, hands down, for this entire channel. So thank you so much for showing up every single time, and you people love it. People like Bacon Catbug, Steve Cooper, Gillum, Mercenary, Steve Cooper again, Mappius, Pedgeman loves this show. Great contributor to the show, and many more. Damn Draws and many more. I'm not paying to be here, but you do contribute. People like to. Your cards are so good. People like donating straight for you, and Shinobi Lily and many more. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep bringing those coffees, and we will keep bringing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you at the next cup.